go live, and it normally takes a little bit to pop up. All right. Sorry, I got distracted by some messages. Do an audio check quick. Sounds good. How are you all today? How are you all? How are you all? So, today, what's going on? What's going on? Vermin League Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, Human Boy, a tournament starting at 1 p.m. your time. It's like 8 p.m. in Europe. That's too late. This tournament's just starting now. People aren't gonna get done with it before they need to go to bed on a Sunday, Human Boy. You dumb fuck. You idiot pants. You stupid face. Well, it's a good thing. The tournament is not just starting now. In fact, one of the tournaments is already over, and others are still progressing. One of what is happening. Let me make sure that there are no spoilers. Good. It'll take you over here with me. So on our Vermin League, we have ranks, right? This is season 4. Every season we have playoffs, but the top, I think it's top 20%. I think it's 2020, but I don't remember. A top certain percent is ranked as a Gray Seer, and those people can sign up for the Gray Seer playoffs. They'll only play other people of their rank. Chieftains, Storm Vermin, Clan Rats, and Skaven Slaves. So as you play throughout the season, the bot keeps track of your wins and losses, gives you points, assigns you a position on the leaderboard. At the end of a season, you will play other people of your rough skill rank to determine who is the best Skaven Slave, who is the best Clan Rat, who is the best Storm Vermin, etc., etc. So we're running all these tournaments today. I am just casting the finals from each, not live. We'll be doing replays because all of them are going at the same time. We have before, this is new for Season 4. Season 3, 2, and 1, we did a system where the Skaven Slave Tournament was first. Skaven Slave Tournament was first, and then if you win the Skaven Slave Tournament, you can take, like, let's say it's $25. You can take the $25, or if you think you got this, you can join the Clan Rat Tournament and compete for $50. And then the Clan Rat Tournament, whoever wins that, I say you can have $50, or if you think you fucking got this, you can join the Storm Vermin Tournament and compete for like $100, right? And then the Storm Vermin same. That was really fun, but it took like a whole month to get the playoffs done. So this season I said, fuck it, we're just doing all the tournaments on the same day, because it's not like the same people can compete in the same ones, right? No, there is no overlap. It's like you are the rank you are, you sign up for that tournament if you want to play. And then we'll just cast the finals of each. So we have 5 best of 5s to get through today. Due to the nature of that, we will be going through replays, which the Storm Vermin, as you saw, there was only 2 people signed up, so they were playing finals right away. We do have that final ready for us, and the score just got reported, so whoops. But we'll start with those replays. Raced and Berserk at the top tier are fighting right now. Raced did beat me and Blood Penguin to get there, so he's having a good showing for himself. Chieftain, the Gentle Rat, awaits the winner of Phoenix King and Persian Warrior to determine his thing. So that final's not started. Lucinia Marzek is fighting Odium Sir Groot right now to determine the best of the Clan Rats. Sir Groot had to go through Normal Swamp and John Silver, while Lucinia had to beat Zerihan. And then for the Skaven Slaves, Will Francesco and Rainy Fog are battling it out right now. Yeah. So that's where we're at. We have 2 finals that aren't started yet, 2 that are started, and 1 that is done. And I did get knocked out by Raced. It was a pretty alright series. It was alright. It was a 2-0. Game 1 was Ogre Kingdoms versus Chaos Dwarves. It was super close, but he clutched it out. And then Game 2, it was kind of close. It was Skaven versus Kislev, but he caught me off the guard with this really weird build. So it wasn't what I was expecting at all. Even then, though, it came down to 1/3 HP Heavy War Sled and a half health Tsarina. Cycle charging a whole bunch of infantry, but I just surrendered because it was going to take forever, but I had lost. Like, there was no way my infantry could kill his 2 things like that, so... Yeah, I guess, like, the result of it was close. Like, a half health Tsarina and a 1/3 or half health-ish Bear Sled isn't very much, so I guess that's, like, technically close, but it didn't feel close. The whole game, it kind of felt like, oh, fuck, this isn't the build as I was expecting. I'm in some serious trouble here. So I don't know. I don't think Game 2 was that close, but Game 1 was. So good luck to Raced versus Berserk. I was talking to Rainy Frog, because he is also VOD. I think Berserk is probably a heavy favorite between those two. Don't want to be a dick, just saying. I don't know, because playing versus me, Raced was still making some mistakes. Like I was too, obviously. I mean, he beat me. I'm not trying to shit talk the guy like, oh, I would have beaten him. It was like, no. I clearly made mistakes. He clearly punished him. Yeah, I don't know. He was still making a lot of mistakes that I could punish. I think the Ogre game that he won wouldn't have been that close, but he forgot his Lord for a little bit, so I got a bunch of free damage. I'm worried if he makes those mistakes versus Berserk, he's just going to lose really, really quickly. Because Berserk's pretty damn good. We haven't seen Berserk in a lot of tournaments. I think he just took a break for a while. And then when playoffs came up, he was like, okay. Because playoffs got announced, he started like spamming Vermin League for like the last 5 days to get back into shape. So now he's here. But yeah, I think Berserk was just taking a break. Okay. I was just checking some chat stuff. We have a final we should cast, so I'll stop stalling. Hey, Lamb Sauce King, Alfair's here. You're gonna do 10 push-ups every time you drop an F-bomb? Never. Hail to the great rat, it's Human Boy. What up? Hey, Nurgles PA, how you doing? How you doing? Nurgles PA, I failed you. I failed you, dude. I lost Chaos Dwarves into Ogres. It was a close game, but... I was spectating one of your games. I was hanging out in a voice chat. Who did you play right away? Yeah, you played Boogelicious. Yeah, I was talking to Booj while he was playing you. Good dubs, good dubs. Alright, let's get this show on the road, huh? No more stalling, no more fucking around. What orders will the finals be streamed? In the orders, I get them. So it is going to be weird. Alfair, yours is first because yours is the only one done so far. So for the sake of the stream, we will get going. This is Alfair versus Rocket Row. This is for the Storm Vermin. The Storm Vermin playoffs. So it is our middle ranking, but they had the least signups today, so they were done first. It's going to bother me. I have asked a player ahead of time to send in the replays. So every finals... There we go. Every finals that is being cast today, I have picked a player. Like, I told Lucinia, who's in one of the finals, I told Lucinia, you're sending me replays win or lose. I told Rainy Frog, you're sending me replays win or lose. I believe I also told Raced that, so that, like, it's not just, you know, the winner sends in the replays, so you can always tell who's going to win by the green one. We have pre-picked people to send in the replays. And I know the result of this one, but I'll be casting the other ones as they come in. So I also won't know the results of these things till we watch them together. But I do know the result of this series because I was in voice chat with one of the players while it was being played. Alright, we have Grand Cathay from Rocket versus Alfair's Tomb Kings. I'm going to put it on slow-mo while I do the armies because it's a small map. So for Cathay, we have 5 Peasant Long Spearmen in the front line, 2 Jade Warriors with 1 Jade Warrior Halberd. As a secondary line, we have 3 more Jade Warrior Halberds in the back. Wow, that is a shitload of Jade Blanks. 2 Jade Warrior Crossmen, 2 Grand Cannons, 2 Peasant Horsemen, and a Dragonboat Shugi Lord of Yin with Talons of Night Celestial, the Ancestor Warriors summon, and Cloak of Jet for some cloaking. That's a solid Cathay build. I am concerned about it on this small of a map. For the Tomb Kings, we have a pretty hard rush. 2 Skeleton Horse Archers, 4 total, 2 on each side. We have the Chosen Gods Ushapti, Great Boat ROR. We have 2 Carrion up in the sky, 4 Melee Ushapti, 1 Skeleton Horseman, 5 Skeleton Warriors, an Ark in the black with Fate of Buna, Spirit Leech, and his summons. I'll stay as long as there's no Empire games? Oh no. How was I boss? I'm just excited that you had a victory, so I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to be excited. You can't stop me. Skeleton Horseman charges some Peasant Long Spears. A bit of a whoopsie there, and Alfair is going to fall back, realizing that's not really worth his time. Cannons and Jade Warriors trying to do some punishment as these cannons fire up into the hills, but this weird little Stonehenge is going to protect the Ushapti Great Bow ROR. There are actually 4 Carrion, 2 were behind my camera, so a lot of disruption tools. I wonder about the killing power of this build, because with 4 Skirmish Cav and 4 Flyers, that's a lot of chase down, but you need something to, like, kill stuff, right? Carrion are going to get in a fight with Peasant Horsemen. These are just Peasant Horsemen. They're not like Jade Lancers, but still they're actually getting pretty impressive damage down. The Jade Warrior Crossbows are continuing to fire. The Tomb King's front line has collided with Cathay, and already massive damage is coming in for both sides. 1 Carrion is fading away, while the other 2 continue to harass, and they even get 1 cannon crew pushed off. And Carrion are large, so these Halberds will do a little extra damage to them, but it looks like Alfair is quickly getting them out of there. More Jade Warrior Halberds are chilling nearby. And the Skirmish Cav of the Tomb Kings continues to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Quick Talons of Night is going to help alleviate the front line a little bit, but we have some slightly AFK Jade Warriors that are going to have to get activated soon if they want to do much. And we need to pull up the reinforcements to help out this front line where it is crumbling on some of these flanks. Talons of Night will finish off that Skeleton Warrior, but yeah, the Tomb Kings are getting through that front line. The melee Ushapti combined with their Skeleton Warriors doing a lot of good work, even versus the front line of Cathay. Cannon is back online and is firing at Ark, and meanwhile Peasant Horsemen are trying to peel off the Skeleton Horse Archers and let the cannons come back. What's our Carrion count? Looks like 2 of them are dead, 2 are still alive. Well, okay, sorry, I considered that one dead because it's not doing so great, but technically 3 are still alive. Arkin is half HP, and the Dragonboat Shugi Lord of Yin is going to dive onto him. She is an impressive melee combatant with 55 melee attack, 40 melee defense, 440 weapon strength. So she is not bad, but her own Jade Halberds are actually going to stop her for just a minute. Bounce power is still about even. And while Cathay has lost a lot of their range tools, my original concern was just how many Jade Blanks they have. They can really bump and grind with the best of them. So if Arkin gets sniped out, and then the Tomb Kings just have to fight on alone without summons or Fate of Buna support or something, I could definitely see Cathay pulling this back. But things are looking a little rough for Cathay right now. I would tend to favor the Tomb King's position because they're running all this shit off the map in the backfield, so it is getting down to just Jade Warriors. What is this? Ooh, that's a whoopsie. Ancestral Warrior Summon is coming out as Arkin is already freed, so these guys have nothing to chase down. Like, they can't catch him. And it's not like they can flank these Skeleton Warriors who are also a summon, so he doesn't really care about them. And a Fate of Bunon in the Jade Warrior Halberds, that's a nasty... This was a nasty turn of events here for Cathay. Like, an expensive and limited spell was unfortunately wasted here, and a Fate of Buna's taken out one of your last, like... Because the Jade Warriors are going to have to do some heavy carrying, as we discussed, so a Fate of Buna onto them is quite good. The high ground is going heavily for the Tomb Kings. They've routed most things off, and the only horsemen nearby are Peasant Horsemen, which are essentially chaff. Oh yeah, the Chosen of Gods exist. I kind of forgot. They've been held in reserve because they took a lot of a pounding at the start of the game, then they've been fine. Ooh, yeah, thinking about that, I think Cathay might be in some serious trouble. If the Chosen of the Gods can just kite as they need to. They can take out a lot of Jade Warrior Halberds. Arkin still getting sniped. Rocket doing what he can to get back in this game. Again, it is all focused around Arkin, even with the Chosen of the Gods, which, again, makes this a lot less likely for Cathay to win. Even with that, if you manage to take out Arkin, I still could see Cathay winning this game, because then she can just chase around the Chosen of the Gods. There's not a lot the Tomb Kings can do. Because without the Chosen of the Gods and Arkin, if you pretend they're not there, things are getting a little rough. The Tomb Kings are running out of infantry, and then you have Skeleton Horsemen with bows, a half-health Ushabti, some carrion, so yeah, if you don't have Arkin, it's going to be tough. Ancestral Warrior Summon to get the Yin Lord out of this trouble. And they'll do a bit of damage to these Skeleton Horse Archers, though I think those Skeleton Horse Archers will largely get away. A Spirit Leech onto her as Arkin's identifying. If you can take out that caster and hybrid melee lord, he'll be just fine. Chosen the Gods firing almost point-blank range into some Jade Warriors, which is fine, but you probably want to shoot at this fuller health Jade Warrior Halberds, because your Ushabti are fine fighting Jade Warriors. Your Ushabti don't want to sit on these 2 Jade Warrior Halberds, so your ammo's going to have to go into them. With only 6 volleys left, that's getting a little spooky, but I do think the Tomb Kings are in a really happy spot right now. They've done everything they needed to. Arkin's still alive. Hey, Nurgle's PA. That's good. That's good. We take those. Arkin on horse for a smaller target. I mean, he is on horse, yeah. He's smaller target. He's pretty elusive there. Cloak of Jet trying to give her unspottable and stalk and stuff, but he's in melee combat right now, so he can't get his stalkingness. And a Spirit Leech plus some rear attacks going pretty poorly for the Jade caster. Chosen of the Gods continue to kite away from the Jade Warrior Halberds while the Tomb Kings clean up the rest of the map a little bit. Dragon-blooded Shugi Lord is stuck in melee with these Skeleton Horse Archers. Her leadership is faltering, but not failing just yet, and Arkin stands nearby to taunt her. Though some Jade Warrior Halberds are coming up, Arkin's going to want to be careful. He doesn't want to just stand here and eat this damage for free. And when he gets attacked, he does an attack right back at him. So he's going to take a little bit of damage here. That is some ooies owies, but the Tomb Kings have their Ushabti summon that they apparently haven't used yet. So that is a nice get out of jail free card. It's going to spawn them here. And honestly, with that extra balance of power from having that summon, plus how poorly things are going for Cathay, I think army losses might hit while that Ushabti's still on the field. Yin Lord is going for one last valiant attempt to take out Arkin. And honestly, with some Jade Warrior Halberd support, yeah, Arkin doesn't want to be here. He's running away. He's out. He also probably has a skeleton summon soon, which I don't know if he should throw out. He could throw it down for some chaff, just because, and to push the balance of power further in his favor, but you already have enough stuff here that I don't know if more chaff is honestly worth it. Another Spirit Leech onto the Yin Lord. And these Jade Warriors continue to chase the Chosen of the Gods. I feel like that high ground, I feel like Cathay has been routing up here forever, and nothing came of it. Like, some of them are still coming back. It's just been this isolated fight on its own. Jade Warrior Crossbows rally from, I don't know where the fuck they were, but they're back now. And they're firing at the Chosen of the Gods, getting a little bit of poke damage out, but that balance of power is getting danger low for Cathay. If Cathay can withstand this full health Ushabti summon, they'll hold off the balance of power dip, but I don't know if they can win. Arkin still, I've seen one Fate of Bune out of him, so he definitely has more Spirit Leeches. The Yin Lord is on borrowed time. And do we really think this one halberd can kill everything? Probably not. Jade Warriors are going to finish off some Skeleton Archers in the distance. And the Yin Lord's just trying to avoid Arkin for now, but judging by the way he's pathing, like, he was pathing straight towards her, I think he has Spirit Leech off cooldown. Like, he's trying to get around these halberds to get over to her. There it is. Cloak of Jet, try and make her unspottable, though it's too late, that Spirit Leech is already attached. And with her going down, that is going to be army losses. Cathay is down. Round 1. Alright. Sorry, somebody messaged me. You just overcast? Okay. You just ended up doing it. Jade Warrior Halberds. Okay value. Not great. They mostly just got run away from. Jade Warriors did fine. There were 3 cannons. Ooh, I didn't see that. I thought there were only 2. 3 cannons on such a small map is really bold. Peasant Horsemen did fine. Jade Warrior Crossbows did fine. Peasant Long Spears did, honestly, pretty well. For Klondike Bar / Alfair, Arkin did well. Chosen the Gods did fine. They just had to run around most of the game. Ushapti, Frontline, didn't get a ton of value, but they did do a lot of disruption and routing and stuff, so it was good. Skeleton Horse Archers, Skeleton Horsemen both did good. Carrion did very well. And the Skellies died. So GG. I have to remember how... I have to remember to get the blocker up every time, otherwise you'll know. Spoilers. Game 2 is a Dark Elf Mirror. And it is a bit of a family reunion. Hi, Grace. Hi. You're going to be home for long enough that I should shut the door? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Marathi versus Malekith. Alright, let's do some game 2. Let's fucking do it. For the side of Rocket, we have 2 Scourge Runner Chariots. I thought I saw 4 Cold One Knights. Yep, 4 Cold One Knights, triple Witch Elf, and 3 Bleak Swords as a front line. We do have Marathi in the sky with Melkoth, Mystifying Miasma, and Soul Stealer. And then we have 1 Feral Manticore. It's not a phase, Mom. But when your mom's a part of that phase, is it a phase? Is Marathi good? Not particularly, I don't think. She has a really good lore of magic. Like, her mixed lore has a ton of the greatest spells. But her AoE debuffs aren't as good as they used to be, and then that just makes her a pretty meh melee combatant lord, and she's really squishy. On the other side, we have 3 Sisters of Slaughter, 2 Black Ark Corsairs, looks like just 1, some Witch Elves mixed in here, a lot of Dark Shards who are getting a little too close to the front line, and some Dark Riders, so it's mostly infantry here. The 4 Dark Shards are here, but they've gotten a little too close to the front line for my liking, puts them danger close to, if any of these areas break, the Dark Shards are just going to be immediately beset by foes. And we do have Malekith on Velociraptor with Soul Stealer and Gaze of Malice, by the way. But the Army of the Reds is doing quite well on the front line. Green did have a muted front line compared to Red, and they put much more money into their monsters, and Marathi's flying on them out, and they have Scourge Runners and Cold Ones, so, like, you know, Green's front line isn't shocking that it would lose. Already, it has almost entirely disintegrated as 1 of the 6 infantry are still fighting, since that Witch Elf, there we go, now breaks. Murderous Prowess has popped for 1 of the Dark Elves, not the Reds just yet, and a big Soul Stealer from Marathi is going to try and punish her son, plus these Sisters of Slaughter and all this stuff, as Cold One Knights are in here, and the Manticore is trying to do some damage. Marathi is also diving down with her Manticore for an ultimate snipe attempt, as a counter Soul Stealer on your Soul Stealer lands on Soul Stealer, so everybody's being soul stolen. I think. Has that one already gone off? There it is. There's a second Soul Stolen. But the Scourge Runner Chariots for Green are just, they have nothing to do. They thought there would be like a dragon to shoot at or something, and it's just raw infantry and then chaff cav. Like, there's no Cold One Knights for the red side that you could shoot at. The only good target is Malekith, and he's on his Velociraptor, so he can be kind of hard to hit as a single entity. So Green getting a bit surprised by the build. It's pretty clear that they wanted to snipe out some large targets. And the Cold One Knights are now forced to just fight infantry, which is not their favorite thing to do. The Manticore can disrupt some stuff, but it can only disrupt so much. And the Scourge Runners have nothing to do. Damn. She's not that good. She's what you got. You have Marathi or the Sorceress. Malekith's still better than Marathi. I think Malice is still better than Marathi, too. Malice is still really good. Who would win, Soul Stealer or Soul Stealer? I think it's Soul Stealer. A Soul Stealer's coming down for someone, though it's kind of hard to tell who it actually is for. Okay, it was Marathi's Soul Stealer, but it missed Malekith because he, well, missed is a harsh word. He dodged out of it. Scourge Runner's still alive, full health, a lot of ammo, but they're just struggling to use it on something. They're like, what the fuck do we even shoot at? What do we do? Marathi's trying to fight. Dark Swords are trying to get back in range. Scourge Runners are trying to poke out Malekith. I don't know what kills all these Sisters of Slaughter, though. There is so much infantry left for the Reds. And Malekith even chucks out his own Soul Stealer to heal himself up, but also tax Marathi a little bit. And the Scourge Runner Chariots are another good target for Soul Stealers. Malice is still broken, but I forget him. Loopy, we still see a lot of Malekith. If he's not good, then he's at least still very popular, because I still see a shit ton of him. Marathi goes to deal with Malekith for the final fight. As the balance of power gets away from her, she at least wants to kill him. If she killed him, like in lore, if she killed him, the army would just be like, well, I guess we'll follow Marathi now because Malekith's dead. So, like, thematically, this decision makes sense, since it's just Dark Elf versus Dark Elf. But as far as in-game goes, even if you snipe out Malekith, Marathi can't kill all these fools. And that is going to be a 2-0 lead to Alfair. All right, someone was messaging me about scheduling stuff, and I had to do a quick check and see what was the smartest decision to do here. Okay. Marathi did well, 1,700. Honestly, is pretty fine. Sisters of Slaughter got mostly wrecked. Bleak Swords got wrecked. Cold One Knights had absolutely nothing to do, and Scourge Runner Chariots also struggled to do anything. Manticore did okay. On the other side, for Alfair, Malekith did all right. His Sisters of Slaughter did a little bit better. His Witch Elves, Black Orc Corsair did fine. Dark Shards did okay. Dark Riders did fine. And Bleak Swords and Dread Spears did well. GG. Blocker back up. Alfair 2. Game 3, also titled Revenge of the Sith. Lizardmen versus Bretonia. And it's Croc scores. And it's Croc scores. My favorite, the best boys that there ever did was. What do we got here? What do we got? For the Lizards, 4 Feral Cold Ones, 4 Cold One Spear Riders. Oh, fuck no. No, not these trash ones. God, I hate Cold One Spear Riders. I think they're like the worst unit in the entire game. I hate them so much. They have just failed me too many times that now I officially can't stand their presence. 2 Sacred Croc Scars, one of which is Cord with Waddle. We have 5 Skin Cords with Javelins, and we do have a Salon Mage Priest of Life with Earth, Blood, and Flesh to Stone to support all of his spooky, scary Velociraptors. On the other side, for Bretonia, we have a Pegasus Knight, a Royal Hippogriff Knight, a Grail Knight, and that's it for the Knights. Other than that, we have Peasant Long Spears and Peasant Mobs, 1 Pole Arm, 8 Peasant Bowmen, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 7 Peasant Bowmen, a Damsel of Life with Regrowth, and Alberic de Bordelot up in the sky. Cold Ones for days, yeah. That's a lot of archers. I wonder if the Cold Ones can get back there and disrupt them. Though Feral Cold Ones aren't the best at, like, killing stuff. They're just really good at disrupting things. They don't, like, kill a mass amount of peasants back quickly. Skin Coats with Javelins charging into combat. Looks like they're trying to counter fire with peasants. That's a lot of bowmen. Royal Hippogriff Knights are also landing, but here comes the countercharge from the Lizards. They did want the Skinks to just eat the damage while the Crocscores move in. And even a Shieldy Old One's going to keep these Skinks in the fight while the Sacred Crocscores get in there, but the Royal Hippogriff Knights are going to fall back with the Blood Statuette of Spite on them. The battle is joined. A lot of archers are going to deal a lot of damage, but as is the case with most range-heavy builds, like taking 7 archers, things are going to look real good for you at the start of the game. It's how the mid and late game go for you. When those guys start getting shut down, your DPS lowers dramatically when you bet this much on ranged. Quick Banishment goes through the Peasants and a really good cast arc on it. Some good RNGesus at the wheel there. Takes that unit down to half HP, which more important than its HP is its leadership, honestly. So being that low in leadership, if the Feral Cold Ones even come near you, it's going to be brutal. Hippogriffs do fine as an Earthblood tries to save those Sacred Crocscores. And Grail Knight's kind of going nuts in the backfield. Flesh Stone has popped the Cold and Spear Riders. That will not help them versus the magic damage of the Grail Knights, but it will help them versus like spears or any normal things. And the Feral Cold Ones are officially into the backfield, so this is the Lizard's time to shine. Shut down all those archers, really lower the DPS coming at you, and force those Grail Knights and Hippogriff Knights just to take a stand and fight you long term. Basic Pegasus Knights trying to fly in the back. And these Crocscores are getting a little low. There's no regrowths for them, no Rev Crystals, just Earthblood spam. And it looks like Earthblood spam is not going to be enough, as the rear charge from Pegasus Knight does take their leadership so low that I accidentally hit my microphone, and they rout just as an Earthblood comes in. A lot of Peasant Bowmen are routing all over the place. Only one of them, 2 of them, are not routing at the moment, and they're both so indisposed. I doubt they'll be getting any real value out. Oh, shit! Okay, Damsel of Life is sniped out. Didn't even notice this happening. So no more healing for Bretonia unless she is rescued, which could be difficult when there's 8 enemy cavalry running around. They might be able to chase her down. Who knows, but she is going to rout for now. Cold Spear Riders getting fucked up by the Royal Hippogriff Knights, who are receiving the last regrowth that damsel gave. Cold Spear Riders still chasing down these guys while Alberic is hitting them in the butt. But they don't kill archers the fastest, and what sucks is you're paying 1,000 gold for an armor-piercing anti-large unit just to chase archers around. The Rocket is on top of this damsel. He's not letting her go, and he countercharges the Grail Knights with his anti-large armor-piercing Cold Spear Rider, so hopefully they'll be able to actually do something here, as Alberic and the Hippogriff Knights are here to aid her. Things are looking a little spooky for the Lizards. They've routed a lot of the archers and stuff, but their health bars aren't looking the best. And Bretonia still has what it needs. It has Alberic, it has the Grail Knights, and it has the Royal Hippogriff Knights. Lizards are starting to fall behind in the balance of power. I tend to agree. For the Cold Spear Riders, I only see 1 left. This one's super dead, that one's super dead, that one's super dead. So yeah, 1 Cold Spear Rider's feeling it. And the damsel does manage to get out of there as Grail Knights and Hippogriff Knights slaughter the cohort of Waddle and their Spear Rider companions. These Feral Cold Ones need attack orders onto the Damsel of Life if they're going to walk her off the field. Meanwhile, the healthy Cold Spear Rider, it was at full HP a second ago, I promise. It's not anymore. It's fucking dead. Cold Spear Riders, I hate you. But Alberic is a little caught out. He's in the middle of these Sacred Crocscores who are going to get a buff. I think that is Flesh to Stone. Yes, it is. They have 60% physical resist versus him, who does not do magic damage. They're getting some good shots out, and Rocket is able to swoop in and make sure that Damsel of Life keeps running, so there will be no healing for Bretonia this game. Which does mean every second this goes longer is better for the Lizardmen, but it doesn't look like it'll be going too much longer as Pegasus Knights and Grail Knights and Hippogriff Knights all pile onto the Slann, locking him in place. As Alberic takes a bunch of damage, there's just not a ton around here that can really do too much. We do have Crocscores and Coldwind Riders rallying on the backfield trying to come over, but by then it'll be too late for the Slann. And that is looking like a GG. If that turns into a natural route, then that's actually GG. If it's just a terror route and he's about to rally, then he'll be fine. Yeah, he rallied. There, he routed. Now, without the Slann, there's no shot he comes back because Bretonia's just going to run him down. So without the Slann, essentially your whole army is this Crocscore and this Feral Cold One. Everything else is so low that it doesn't really matter. That's definitely not enough to win at this point. Grail Knights are not taking any damage. They're taking some, but not a ton. More units are fading. Kind of surprised the balance of power is even this favorable for the Lizards, as Yeah, all they really have is that Sacred Crocs. Unless there's something behind my camera that's full HP. No, it's just some skinks. Yeah, I don't exactly know what Balance Power believes in. As an over half health Hippogriff Knight just flies around, it is going to rear charge the cohort of Waddle, and that should be the end of the game. There it is. GG. So that is a 3-0 to Al Fair. Skin Coat's Javelins did fine. The Cold Wind Spirettas just didn't pay for themselves, even though they're anti-large armor piercing cav and they fought a lot of other large armored cav. Their stats are so low, man. I hate them. Sacred Croc scores got mixed value. The basic one did fine. The RR Croc scores actually did not get a lot done. Damn. Alberic, only 700 value. Healing Caster did okay. Almost 2,800 on the Grail Knights, 2,600 on the Hippogriff Knights. Pegasus Knights got 700. Peasant Archers struggled to pay for themselves. They just got run over by a bunch of lizards. And then the Peasants, wow, the Pole Arms both paid for themselves, one twice over. So the Spear Infantry actually doing a lot. Not sure why Grails are not banned yet. They're limited 1. Greenskin Pumped Wagons are limited 2. So Grail Knights are limited 1. Pump Wagons are limited 2. You don't see the Pump Wagons as much because they're actually pretty easy to shut down. I think they're more of a problem in Dom. Or when you have like 4 of them stacked together, but we limited it to 2, and that's not that bad. You can still take them down. As for the Grail Knights, I mean, Melkoth still does pretty okay to them. Blood Statue's Might does okay to them. They're still fucking insane, but after being limited to 1, they're not as bad. Yeah. We haven't as many problems with them. Okay. So. Yep. That is the Storm Vermin playoffs. A fair 3-0. That was the only one that was done so far. Will Francesco was messaging me asking if I wanted to cast theirs live, but they were already in game 2. So I told them to just proceed without me because I didn't really want to join halfway through and then either never cast game 1 or cast game 1, but we already know the results of it. Every final has started, and there's no spoilers, so I can take you through it. Okay, I was just checking for spoilers. So for this game in Slaves, Rainy Frog is fighting Will Francesco. For Clan, Rance Lucinia is fighting Sir Groot. Phoenix King has advanced to fight the Gentle Rat in Chieftain, and in Grey Seer Raced in Berserk. They're going back and forth. So, GG. Alright, let me just figure some stuff out here. Who have I messaged? You're sending me replays. You're sending me replays. Can you send the replays no matter win or lose? So chat/I don't know who wins. And I will also send that to the Phoenix King. All right, there. So now for every final, I have told a specific person, you send me replays, so we don't know who wins. So then... where was that thing? There. I don't know what... I really don't have the muscle memory down for quick battles. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna play a quick battle while we await more of our people to finish up what they're doing. I want to play more Chaos Dwarves. Dude, I haven't having so much fun on Chaos Dwarves. I hope people don't dodge me because they think I'm just going to be spamming trains. Because what? You can take... Yeah, you can take 4 trains, which would just be stupid, but that's not what I do. Besides Grails, Hippos, and Relique, anything else you need nerfs you think needs nerfs on Brett? Not really. Lewin's super strong, but I wonder how he is without Grail Knight support, so I'd leave Lewin alone for now. Aside from that, I don't know, man. Not really. Healing needs nerfs in general. That's not a Bretonnia problem. Okay. Sorry, someone's messaging me about a final, but it's not ready for us yet. Okay, fighting greenskins. So I'm gonna take some more of the flyers. Is the Lamassu worth it? Maybe. It has 44 melee defense. Okay, I'll try the Lamassu. I've been wanting to try them. Kadai Fireborn are just really good. Gob and Wolf Riders are just really, really good. Greenskins are gonna pound the shit out of my front line anyway, so let's just take some Goblin Laborers. The Fire Archers are all really, really good. And if this was more competitive, I would want to take at least one of the things, probably the Demon's Tongue Iron Demon. Because of its burnt debuff. So it's really good at routing greenskins. But since it's a quick battle, I'm not gonna. But otherwise, the rest of this is pretty serious. I will get 1 Chaos Dwarf Warrior. Just because I have the money. Yes. No. There. Seems fine. Infernal Guard would be great here? Nah. Nah. I got to play with 2 Great Taurus versus Hadries, and that was super fun. So now I want to see if the Lamassu is any good. Also, I just love my Kadai Fireborn. Love him. Big fan. Hubs, did you win your own money back yet? No. Race 2 owed me. Game 1 was super close. Game 2 was quite a bit of a build diff. It ended up being statistically close, but it didn't feel close. Like I described it earlier, but my Skaven lost against his Kislev. It came down to Tsarina Katerin at like less than half HP, and Heavy War Sled at about a third HP was all he had left. So I guess that's technically close, but it didn't really feel like it. From the start of the game, I saw his build, and I was like, this is fucking wild. I am not prepared for this. And about halfway through the game, I'm like, yeah, it's just going to shit. In the end game, I was like, yep, I lost. So. Shit happens. I've been having so much fun with Chaos Dwarves recently, man. I'm loving them. I have been using the Iron Demon a lot, so it is one of the broken-ass trains, but the main reason I enjoy them so much is the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, either the Skirmish Cav or the melee version. I think those are just really fun. I'm really loving the Hobgoblin Archers, their fire arrows, and then buffing them up by casting fire spells. I think that's pretty fucking cool. Kadai Fireborn, I forget if I said that or if I just thought it. They're also pretty cool. So I don't just enjoy their broken ass skullcrackers. Alright, let's see if the Lamassu's worth it. Because they just kind of function like manticores, but the Lamasu has pretty high melee defense and some bound spells, while the Great Taurus has fire damage and armor piercing, so they can be quite good. Let's see, let's see. You're a closet dwarf apologist. My opponent has a similar troop count. I'll give him a little bit before hitting start. I don't want to pressure him. But also, it's a quick battle. Fuck that! Let's go! Don't llamas do magic damage? Yeah. I suppose greenskins do have a fair amount of physical resist with Savage Blank. Anything savage is spooky. I have a Bound Enfeebling Foe and a Withering. Okay. A Rogue Idol, a bunch of Squigs, Wurzag, some Goblin Wolf Chariots, and some Skirmish Cav, and then I can't see its front line, so I'm assuming it's all Night Goblins. There they are. They have their spinning loons. Okay. I'll give all my guys some damage buffs. I'm gonna get those spinning loons to rout before they can use their things. I need to get my Great Bale Taurus involved. And the fact that he hasn't gotten involved yet is maybe showing you how I lost to Raced. Because I am not moving very quickly. That is a foot of gore coming in. Alright, that hurt a lot. But we're doing pretty good overall. I need you to come rear charge these sneaky gits so that they die. I'm waiting on another burning head because I really need that to clear out the enemy's back line. I mean front line? Yeah, that one. I just like saying words that make me sound smart. That's really all I want to do here. Hey, Wurzag, wherever you are. Taste indiscriminate death. Okay. So this Squig Herde's just chilling. Wurzag is surrounded with Chaos Dwarf warriors. And that's a Rogue Idol coming from a butt. Alright, those guys are both gonna go snipe him. Y'all can come with me. You have shattered that, so you can chase after these guys. I just don't even care about that anymore. So you can just not chase it anymore. That's fine. Okay, so you lower Wurzag stats. And he effigy to getted me. What we're gonna do is we are going to absolutely fuck his entire day. And everything that is surrounding him does fire damage. As a foot of gore comes down, it won't damage my Kadai too much. Alright, anything that is surrounding him is now doing fire damage. And I have given everybody fire stuff. Nope, don't land! Fuck! God damn it, I'm so stupid. Alright, Wurzag's taking some damage. That's fine. Kadai Fireborn won their fights pretty handily. What's going on in the backfield? Do I need to care about that? Nope. Okay. I won't. Rogue Idol's getting punked! Rogue Idol getting punked. Kick his ass. Alright, Lamasu will chase him down. Flaming Archers will take down the Rogue Idol. I declare fire weakness. Becoming weakened to my fire. Oh, fucking squigs. Can any of you deal with that? It's fucking squigs. Alright, we're still busy chasing around Skirmish Cav. This is gonna be a good pincer. Go get that one. Okay, other than that, we're doing fine. You need to use your range attack to put flammable on the rogue idol. Somehow my Lamasu got distracted by those guys, which is also fine. Alright, so with the fire weakness of Kindle Flame, and with the fire weakness of my pistol, you should get a lot of fire weakness. Yeah, there it is. Now he has 40% fire weakness. And he stomped on more stuff. Man, Wurzag is chilling for fighting essentially a Manticore this whole time. Could I Fireborn? Go say hello. Sick of him. Sick of his shit. But I think we're fine. Yeah. We're giga chillin'. Rogue Idol's getting lower and lower every day. Goblin laborers are gonna move up here. Army losses hits, so I have to kill my own archers. It is the Chaos Dwarf way! Alright. We have to kill the Rogue Idol. Let the bull do it. There we go. GG. Lamasu and the Great Taurus were neat. Just to run around and cause terror, I suppose. Kadai Fireborn did great. Because they are great. And no one believes in them for some reason. But they're good. Yeah. GG. Spinning Loons did not get to spin. You can tell by their damage value. Though I think he might have been pulling a El Memer. Now we question, do we risk it? Do we start casting finals replays before the finals are done? Or do we wait? Humanoids should main dwarves. I'll play another quick battle and then we'll check back in on the finals and how they're doing. Red Ox. Which faction has the most viable meme builds? Boy. Most viable meme builds? Probably lizards, just due to their abundance of healing, giving them a get out of jail free card. Lizardman versus Corn. If he doesn't back out immediately, I could make this fun. Dread Saurian Blob could be a bitch way to do it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to send them back to... I'm going to send them back to their pits with the original legend. The original Giga Legend, Krokgar. Actually, Crocswords are real bad versus Minotaurs, so we're not going to do that. Crocswords are real bad versus Minotaurs. We are not going to do that. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have healing for Krokgar. We don't have a Lord, so I have to take Lord Croak. Because, like, I know there are some of you out there who are thinking, you don't have... What? Why did you have to take Lord Croak? I don't understand that one. Clearly, you're just not very intelligent, and I don't have time to explain to you why my literal only option there was to take Lord Croak. Like, I didn't want to. It was forced upon me. And it sucks, but that's the Lizardman meta. You have to take him. He's the only caster. Norska's constantly complaining. Norska are complaining like the little bitches they are. Oh, we don't have enough lords, human boy. Oh, we don't even have a caster lord. The Lizardmen have one caster on their whole roster, and it's Lord Krog. So, like, quit your fucking bitching. Quit it. I dare you to play a Dom quick battle. Ugh. My problem with Dom quick battles is not even domination mode, to be honest. It's when people don't surrender. I run into a thing where I'm like, I've captured all 3 points, my opponent can't even spawn anything, and I have an entire army just sitting there waiting for him if he does spawn. And yet they're like, I can do it! And I'm like, okay, we're at 300 out of 1,500 points. Do we really need to sit here? And they're like, I can do it! And they summon 1 Jade Lancer. And I'm like, okay, crush the Jade Lancer. I can do it! Summon 1 Peasant Long Spear. I crushed the 1 Peasant Long Spear. And I'm like, just give up! I know army losses is ridiculous sometimes, and it ends games that are otherwise close, but people not surrendering drives me up a fucking wall. This map blows. This is unironically my favorite map in the entire game. I was just talking to Licinia about it today. I love this map. Alright, so what do we have? Valkia, some Minotaurs, some Bloodletters, Chaos Warriors, and a Blood Shrine. Okay. This could get a little hairy. NGL. Actually, yeah, you should fight you. Javs, turn fire at will off and wait for my command. There's nothing to flank, so I'm just gonna throw cold ones at armored units and hope it works out. Okay, so we are going to throw at the Minotaurs specifically when they come in. You have fucked up! You took the bait! You thought Croak was undefended? You're undefended! Did Crocky Balboa, Crockgar, Croc! What are you doing? What are you doing? You fucking idiot. Alright, you need to heal a Saurus. I don't care which Saurus, a Saurus. Pick one and heal it. Crockgar is in. Crockgar and Croak are gonna get some leadership buffs out for the units in question route. Duel the Blood Shrine. Alright, things are not going great. I'll admit that. If you can all admit that things are going great. See, now I've confused you. Now you don't even know. Go, Crocky, go. 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 Crockgar, how did you let her get away? You have like 10 million speed. Ah! Ah! Things are bad! Ah! Okay. This has proven to be not the greatest time. Crockgar is still trying to stop a whole bunch of Minotaurs. Crockgar, you have 600 value? You've been fighting Valkia and Minotaurs all game, and you have 600 value. Explain yourself. Explain yourself, sir. Why are you so dog shit? Why do you have 65 melee attack and 40 melee defense? You know who's better at melee combat than you? A dragon-blooded Shugenin Lord, you fucking ponce. Good God. You make me sick to my stomach, Crockgar. You disgust me, fundamentally. Nice 480 weapon strength. What are you, a little bitch? My grandmother has 1,000 weapon strength. My grandmother isn't riding a T-Rex either, you dumb asshole. Oh, he's almost gonna break 1,000. Oh, shit! He fought entirely large targets, except for Valkia, or tried to Lord Snipe, and he fucking failed! Man. Krokgar is mega disappointing. Lord Croak paid twice what Krokgar did. How did Valkia get away? That's what I want to know. Lost Crater's Ester map? Dude, I love it. You did pretty well considering you brought a Meme Lord, yeah. This was hilarious. This isn't Krokgar's fault per se, but this was really funny. Alright, Valkia is diving onto Lord Croak. We fucking got this, boys! We're coming in! Let's go! Okay. Okay, well, excuse me. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Okay. That was just perfect. Alright, so he runs up, hits her. How does she get away from him at some point? He's doing okay. He gets staggered by a Minotaur. And then he gets caught on Lord Croak and she gets away. Oh, okay. So the Mino rear charge staggered her. Yeah, damn. And I've given him attack orders onto the Minos, but he's just standing around being confused. There, now he got an attack off. Damn. GG. The Saurus did worse than I thought they would. I thought they would hold for a lot longer than they did. I wonder what my Saurus value was. 200, the other one was 300. Looks like the middle one's already dead, so I can't even check. Oh, there they are. 200. All of my Saurus put together paid for one of themselves. Whoops. Yeah. So Saurus and Krokgar are apparently a meme too far. God damn. They're terrible. Red Crested Skinks. Red Crested Skinks got more damage value than the fucking Saurus did. And they held longer. That is too funny to me, man. That is too funny. Fucking Red Crested Skinks paying for themselves more than Saurus versus Khorne. Good for Khorne, though. I'm not super upset that... I'm not super upset that Khorne's frontline did well for once. We take those. Alright, look, we have a final to cast. So I'll quit fucking around now. I don't know who won. I do know how many games it went to because I have to save them. But let's get back into the actual point of today. So apparently this went to that many games. Okay, blocker is up, so you all can't see that. Let's go to replays and figure out who is on the left and the right. Rainy Frog is on the left. Will Francesco is on the right. This is for the Skaven Slave Playoffs Finals Season 4. Whoever wins this gets a fat $25. I forgot to mention Alfair did win $50 for winning the Storm Vermin playoffs. So congratulations to Alfair on the $50. Skaven Slaves, how are we doing here? Knights, crew, Will Francesco. Fix that a little bit. What was our first game? Beastmen versus Dwarves. Oh, okay. Well, Francesco's Dwarves. We have Dwarf Warriors, Miners, Dwarf Warriors, Miners, all the way around. But not Miners of Blasting Charge, it's just Miners, which makes their melee defense really fucking bad. Then we have 5 Iron Drakes with Trollhammer Torpedoes, 5 Thunderers, and Thoric Ironbrow. Okay. That is a lot of DACA. 5 Iron Drakes with Trollhammer Torpedoes. What final is it? This is Skaven Slave. So technically the newest players and like the bottom of the ladder. For the Beastmen, in the trees, we have 2 melee Centaurs. We have 4 Centaurs with throwing axes. We have a Gorgon. No, that's a Jabberscythe. A Jabberscythe, some Razorgore herds, some Ungor Spearmen, a Minotaur with great weapons, and Malagor Dark Omen in the sky with Doom and Darkness and Flock of Doom. I am already extremely concerned that the Beastmen are not going to have the DPS to get through these dwarves. I don't know. This is a very spread out build. Go Beasties. As the Beastmen are starting to set up a surround, the dwarves are reforming their lines. That looks illegal. I don't know if it is or isn't. I think Trollhammers might be 5. I think they might be limit 5, because they're only 900 gold, which isn't that bad. Hold on, I'm scrolling. Trollhammer Torpedoes are limit 5. Yes. I just checked right now. Alright, the Beastmen tried to approach. The Beastmen had a bad time approaching. Their front forces have already routed while the Centaurs got into the backfield, and we have throwing axes doing a ton of damage to Iron Drakes, because Iron Drakes have a pretty small health pool for what they are. Meanwhile, Trollhammer Torpedoes are trying to punch the Centaurs. Razorgore herds are also in, and Minotaurs slamming into these Miners, doing good damage there. Where's Malagor? Malagor needs to get in here. Yeah, he's coming now. Flock of Dooms would be nice in this area, but also some Doom and Darknesses could make key units rout. And I think Malagor also has a leadership debuff around him if he took it. But he is currently getting shot by a whole bunch of Thunderers. He's going to have to keep moving. Ow! Double Overcast. One from casting near Thoric and another just for an Overcast. It does do a lot of damage to all these guys, but he needs to keep moving. He needs to keep dodging, ducking, dipping, dodging, diving, and dodging. And the 18 Ds of Dodgeball. Minos have gotten through those pathetic Miners, and the Jabberscythe's going absolutely nuts in the background. These throwing axe cav need to be used as melee cav right now. They need to get in here and stop stuff from shooting. That's their bigger concern. I mean, their AP missiles are good and stuff, yada yada, but like everything in here is ranged, so you just want to get into melee with it. Razorgore herds are returning to the fight. Some Ungor Spearmen are also trying to come back. Malagor is just staying safe for now, and the Jabberscythe is getting its weight in gold back. But you can see these little explosions as the Iron Drakes are firing at point-blank range into the Minos, getting really good damage there as Razorgore herds dive in. But man, if like 2 units of the Trollhammers can all fire at the Jabberscythe at the same time, that'll be brutal. The Centaurs for Rainer Frog really do need to get aggressive. They need to get in there. They're gonna need to chase stuff that routes when it routes, but for now they just need more. They need more bodies in the center to stop these Thunderers and stop the Iron Drakes from being able to fire. Really good control of the Jabberscythe so far. He has always been where he needed to be, so good things there. But the Centaurs are running out of juice, so now the Throwing Axe has got to jump in, and that they start to do. Malagor throws down another Flock of Doom Overcast in the distance, and he's far enough away from Thoric, plus lucky enough that he didn't get either of the Overcasts this time, so kind of evened out for the first one he did. That went so poorly. Jabberscythe is back in, gets a big charge attack, just disrupting these guys. The Beastmen are slightly ahead on the balance of power, though it is definitely anybody's game at this point. We are getting to that awkward phase for the Beastmen. Is big damage onto the Jabberscythe. Anyway, what I was actually going to say, big damage onto the Jabberscythe. What I was actually going to say before that was the awkward phase for the Beastmen, where if a lot of stuff's routing, but you have nothing left to chase it, it really doesn't matter that it's routing, but he gets that giant charge onto the Thunderers, doing half their HP, tear outs the other ones, is going to route the Trollhammer Torpedoes as well. This Jabberscythe's putting the fucking game on his back as he's running around here. Malagor continues to stay safe in the sky, and there's the mass route for the dwarves that you were waiting for if you were a Beastmen fan. These other Centaurs, I know I've said it a lot, but it is very important you understand that like one Centaur needs to just YOLO over here and stop these 2 units from firing, because they're getting so much damage in onto these other Centaurs and onto the Jabberscythe. They need to stop these guys from shooting, while the other Centaurs focus on chasing stuff down. Please, please, Beastmen, just stop them from shooting. As at point blank range, these Trollhammer torpedoes are going to hit the Jabberscythe. They'll do some good damage when they get a full volley off. Jabberscythe is almost dead. These Centaurs, no, they're just staying at range like a skirmish cav like technically should, but that's definitely not what you should be doing with that skirmish cav right now. You need to use the fact that they're also a decent melee combatant and stop the Thunderers. Please. Please stop the Thunderers. A Doom and Darkness overcast onto these Thunderers. It is overcast, so it's also AoE. Onto the Thunderers and the Dwarf Warriors, but neither of those units was low enough that it was even going to remotely rout. All of a sudden, the balance power shifts heavily against the Beastmen, and I think that is the case as well. It's just too little too late. We have 3 skirmish cav that are all healthy, but now you have nothing left to chase down dwarves. They are just going to come back and poke you down and poke you down and poke you down. And nothing can kill Thoric that's left here. You needed the Minotaurs to be alive in the late game to do that. I mean, these throwing axes could, in theory, but they only have 8 volleys between them, so that's not going to be nearly enough. It was a close game. It was a close game. Just some little target priority changes would have made that a Beastman W, but at this point I don't think they can do it. Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run trying to get back here and route some more stuff. These guys are all getting caught up on Thoric though, and that just like doesn't matter. So they're gonna have to, like, if they wanted to win from this position, which I don't know if they even have the bodies left to do it, but they'd have to ignore Thoric entirely, just use their Centaurs as like skirmish cav, as melee cav, and run all this stuff off the map. Malagor would also have to dive in and just be annoying on these guys, and then hope in the hyper late game, when it's just Centaurs and Malagor versus just Thoric, you can cycle charge them to death enough. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. These Centaurs take a ton of damage as they try to charge those Thunders, and the Trollhammer torpedoes also fire at them. I'm going to play this at ×2 speed for now, as it is going to be just chasing things down as Centaurs try to get back in here. But ooh, the Jabber's back. He's too low of HP, though. He's not going to matter. Yeah, it's GG. So much yellow. For Malagor, 2,400 value from just Flock of Dooms, which is kind of nuts. Only 1,400 on the Jabberscythe. Honestly, would have fought more. 400 on the Minotaurs. Centaurs and Throwing Axes, 600 and 400. Basic Centaurs did okay, Razor Hordes did fine, and the Younger Spearmen all got completely cucked. For Will, Thoric, 1,400 value. Trollhammer torpedoes, mixed depending on when they got shut down, but overall pretty good. Thunderers, mixed depending on when they got shut down, but overall pretty good. And then Miners and Dwarf Warriors just tried to hold back the Beastmen tides. So, GG. GG. Game 2. Lizardmen versus vampires. And we have a rogue Terrorgeist and a Strigoi Ghoul King. Okay. All right, we have another final that is all done. So after this one, there will be no awkward wait period. We will just roll straight into that one. Hey, Hubs, hope you're doing well. Knowing my luck, that's probably the final match of the stream. Nope, you are here. We are in the 2nd out of 5 best of 5s today. Hey, Gabrielle, how you doing? You and I think I responded to your comment on YouTube. Vanthus is here. Fucking Lizardman Enjoyer, let's go. Okay, vampire counts first. We have 2 Terrorgeists, one of which is holding a Strigoi Ghoul King, who has Soul Blight and Invocation of the Heck. That is quite wild. We have a Mortis Engine, 2 Blood Knights, a bunch of zombies, and Graveguard. Okay. On the other side, for the Lizardmen, we do have the Colossus Hunters, Ripperdactyl Rider, ROR, 2 Cold One Spear Riders, including the Pock cohort, but you know how I feel about Cold One Spear Riders if you're here for our last Lizardmen game. 5 Skink cohorts. We have the cohort of Sotek, which is Red Crush Skink ROR. We have an Ancient Salamander, some Feral Cold Ones up on the high ground. The Star Chamber Guardians have been making a bit of a comeback. I think mostly just Rainy Frog keeps taking them, and I cast a lot of Rainy Frog games, but yes. More Star Chamber Guardians action. Slime Mage Priest of Life with Earthblood as his only spell, and then a Revivification Pistol for more healing. I'm kind of surprised the Colossus Hunters don't want this fight with the Terrorgeists. Like, I feel like they would trade okay there, especially if they had some Earthblood support. But I guess they don't want it. I wasn't really paying attention to how the early trade went, so maybe it didn't go their way. Blood Knights are charging the Skinks, and the Mortis Engine plus some Graveguard have already busted through one section. The Star Chamber Guardians will hold wherever they go, so they'll be just fine. And the Lizardmen look like they're trying to get their cavalry around for a rear charge. Not like it matters too crazy much versus the Undead. It's not like they're going to break, but still, rear charges do give you nice access to the backline. And I think, yeah, melee defense is lower if you hit something from behind. Zombies get charged into by Feral Cold Ones. That will be fine. Ancient Salamander does have to run away from the Strugoi Ghoul King, who's now fighting a cohort of Sotek all on his own. He is terrible. He was terrible in Warhammer 2 at clearing out large amounts of infantry, so that's not a fight he wants. He is going to back out of it. Cold and Spear Riders have committed to the fight. It looks like they're looking for Blood Knights, while Blood Knights are just looking for, well, blood, I suppose. And the Star Chamber Guardians are getting some healing now, though that Mortis Engine is causing them a lot of problems. Plus, being surrounded by Graveguard is actually doing more damage than I would have thought to them. Star Chamber Guardians are in a rough way. Lizardmen are doing very well on that northern flank, if we just treat this as a cardinal direction wherever I'm sitting from. So northern flank's going well for the Lizards. Center fight is honestly not going great for them, and the bottom fight is still undecided, though I would say it's going slightly towards vampire counts. In the backfield, the Colossal Hunters finally decide to take a fight, and they are tearing apart this Terrorgeist. He might have to leave. He has a bit of healing, and of course he's on the vampire roster, so there's implication to axe for him and stuff, but he can't get bursted out here. He is taking models off the Colossal Hunters, so that's good, but man, this does not look like a fight he's doing particularly well, and the Strigoi Ghoul King's coming over to say, hey, 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 what's going on? It's like that BitConnect guy. Hey, hey, hey. BitConnect! Paco Haka's cohort are trying to take down the Mortis Engine. It is at half HP right now. Colossal Hunters ignore the Strigoi Ghoul King entirely and continue after that Terrorgeist, who has landed into Feral Cold Ones. He is surrounded and starting to crumble a little bit. Ancient Salamander is kiting, providing some shots over there, but a rear charge from the Blood Knights onto the Paco Haka cohort is going to be bad time for them. Star Chamber Guardians fighting either the Lord or the Blood Knight or the Mortis Engine. They are in a bunch of good targets, but they're not having a good time of it. A full health Blood Knight on the backside has routed off. It looks like some Cold Ones. I don't know if they were feral or riders, but I suspect it was the riders. Terror Goose is going down in style as the Colossal Hunters tear him apart, and this northern flank has entirely broken for the vampire counts, giving the Lizardmen some much needed reserves to come back into the fight with them. Quick Earthblood out from the Salon, tries to keep the Star Chamber Guardians in it as they also get a Revivification Crystal, buffing them up even more. But more Feral Cold Ones are starting to run away. They are a little cowardly, and the Colossal Hunters are not leaving this Terrorgeist alone so he can find somewhere to rally, stop that crumbling damage, and be fine. So he will not be fine. They have stopped him from being fine. There are two Blood Knights around. One is at half HP, the other is at full, and is chasing down the Salamanders, and that is what I am most concerned about. Invocation Heck, trying to keep that that Terrorgeist alive for now, as the Mortis Engine has more health than when we last saw it. The Star Chamber Guardians are somewhere, but hopefully they're out of the Mortis range. They are not. They are still getting Mortis Engine down. And a big Soul Blight onto this whole area as the Terrorgeist lands on the Slann, and the Strigoi Ghoul King is nearby to help out with that as well. The Mortis Engine is taking a lot of damage all of a sudden, though, and its healing cap has appeared, though the Slann might be on his way out the door. We will see as the Terrorgeist is holding on. Its heal cap is approaching rapidly. More Feral Cold Ones are piling in. If the Slann can path through his Feral Cold Ones and try and get away from here, he will be okay. Star Chamber Guardians still doing a lot of fighting. Vampires, two of their big assets are looking rather squishy, and the Blood Knights are running out of juice, but they have a full health Lord and another healthy Blood Knight. I am super nervous. As down here, no one seems to care about what's going on, but skeletons and zombies are fighting skinks. It's not going to matter, but a Terror out in on the Slann, and a big Overcast Invocation Hack to keep the Terrorgeist in it, to keep the Blood Knights in it. All of a sudden, the balance of power is significantly against the Lizardmen. Star Chamber Guardians route off. The Mortis Engine escapes, and we are down to pretty much just the cohort of Sotek. An Ancient Salamander that's having a tough time finding a safe place, and a Revivification Crystal. No shot the Slann comes home with a Terrorgeist on his ass, and the other Terrorgeist has almost heal capped. And he's been doing all right. Can the Pak cohort throw their lives away to get this Strigoi Lord off of the Slann? We'll need their mass. Like, the infantry are showing up, and that's neat, but he can path straight through the infantry. You need the Cold Ones to run at him just so he can't move. The central infantry for the vampire counts have fallen apart. They are gone, and ooh, the infantry distracted the Strigoi Ghoul King for long enough that the Slann is going to get away and rally. If he can heal up, maybe there's still some teeth for Lizardmen in this matchup. But those are some spooky, scary Blood Knights. The Mortis Engine is always healing, always watching, always hungry. And, yeah, the Ghoul King's also here just vibing. I think the Vampires have probably still got it, with a really weird build. First game was really fun. I don't know if you were being sarcastic, but as a viewer, it was fun. Because it was like, at the start, the Beastmen took a lot of damage. Then the Dwarves took a shit ton of damage. And then some slight mistakes lost Beastmen the game. And then all of a sudden, just everything fell apart for the Beastmen. So, I thought it was entertaining. There are 69 viewers right now. Congrats, hubby. Hell yeah, dude. We did it. This is all we need. Shut her down. Life's line is finishing getting sniped out by the Strigo Ghoul King, but a rear charge from the Blood Knights is probably gonna get the Skinks to rout, and then honestly army losses will probably hit. There it is. And that was a cool game. Lizardmen versus Vampire Counts can be pretty fucking lame, but that was not a lame one. Yeah. Star Chamber Guardians paid for themselves. Clawstone Hunters did great. I hate. Let's all just take a second. Let's take a second. I hate Coldland Spear Riders. They're dog shit. They are absolute dog shit. They're terrible. They're god-awful. Their stats aren't that good, but they're worse than their stats somehow. I swear to God, if you took a cavalry unit without anti-large, without armor piercing, gave it the same stats as a Cold One Spear Rider, it would somehow beat the Cold One Spear Rider. I don't know how. They suck. They are hot garbage. They never do anything, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Yes, their stats aren't that good, but they are so much worse than their mediocre stats. I hate them. I hate them a lot. All right. Ancient Salamander did fine. I know Rainy Frog really likes to take that thing. Rifification Crystal also did well. The cohort of Sokatek did well. Feral Cold Ones did fine, and Skink cohorts did fine. On the other side, Strigo Ghoul King, 1500 value. Not bad. He was still, I mean, he wasn't full health. He took damage all the time and he was healing it up. But, like, you know, he still had plenty of love left to give. So I'm not upset he didn't pay for himself because he wasn't dead yet. Basic Terrorgeist did okay. I mean, it got hunted down by the Clawstone Hunters all game long. And it did heal cap. But it was annoying for Lizardmen to deal with. So it did what it had to. Blood Knights were handled really, really well by Will. Mortis Engine also did great. Graveguard and Skeletons did what they had to. But yeah, it was a well put together build, well executed. That is a 2-0 lead for the Night Crew's Will. On to game 3. Greenskins versus Chorfs. Wake up, new I hate Saurus rant dropped. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Alright, Rainy Frog appears to have a one of everything build. We have some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, 2 Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, one of which is the ROR. On the other side, we have the Skirmish Cav ROR, Morgans Magi Marauders. We have an Orc Board Chariot, the Hammer of Gork Rock Lobber ROR, some Goblins, some Squigs, some Night Goblin Archers, including the Night Goblin Archer ROR. We have a Black Orc. We have the 8 Peak Loons Night Goblin Fanatic ROR, some more Goblins, 1 Orc Boy, and another Night Goblin Fanatic non-ROR. And we have Azhag up in the sky with Slaggas Slashas. Get on with it. And then Spirit Leech and Faded Beano for spells. We have a Chaos Dwarf box, which is actually not a very commonplace occurrence. Normally their infantry is too expensive to be a box. Front line of 2 Infernal Guard, so that's like their Ironbreaker kind of thing. And then some Chaos Dwarf Warriors around the rest of the box. A bunch of Goblin Laborers, triple Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives, Astrogoth Iron Hand with only Ash Storm, and then we have a Death Shrieker Rocket Launcher. The Death Shrieker Rocket Launcher is currently making the Hammer of Gork have a pretty bad day. I kind of want to see the next cluster missile hit. Or is it doing single shot? Let's find out. No. Okay, those goblins are kind of spread out for it, though. On page 177 of the Malice, Darkblade Omnibus, Malekith said Cold One Spirit Riders have good stats and are viable, also good content. Love ya. I think you're full of shit! But also, nice. Nice job, Gorg. Maybe you can sweep Chorfs in your mains? Dude, I've actually been playing a lot of Chorfs recently. I think they're very fun. And hey, Strix. This format is pretty quick. Yeah, there's 5 tournaments running at once right now, and I'm just casting the finals from each. So I delayed the stream 2 hours after the tournament start to try and have some of them be done before the stream started, but it was hard to predict when. Squigs and Spider Riders hopping into battle. Chaos Dwarfs do have charge defense versus large, so unfortunately these Squigs do not get their charge bonus. Ash Storm is lowering the speed and making fire weakness onto Morgan's Mage Marauders, who are currently getting Gatling gunned by some Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives. Infernal Guard are also trading with Goblin Archers, and man, this hold on. So, looking from above, pretend with me for a second that the green parts of the map are blue, and that this is a naval battle. And unpause. It's just like a battleship. It's like a little battleship in there with all these guns going off, like little anti-aircraft guns, and then you have the rocket launcher for like the big cannons, and oh my god, did anybody see that fucking spinning loon? It murdered them! It absolutely dumpstered them! Oh fucking hell, guys! What the hell was that? A Fate of Buna plus another spinning loon takes out this Fire Glaive. Chaos Dwarf Warriors are getting fucked up, and all of a sudden, the front line for the Chaos Dwarfs is wide open as a Black Orc tries to get in here, though he has already taken a lot of damage from Astrogoth and the Infernal Guard. That was brutal! But Azhag's not having a good time either as he waddles through some Chaos Dwarf Warriors straight into just the guns of hell. As all these fire glaives are just shooting him right in the face. He's down to half HP. A quick Spirit Leech onto the Deathstreaker rocket launcher, but he has to get out of here. Azhag, this isn't a fight, you're winning. Azhag, you gotta go, man! Oh no! He's taking a lot of damage. A quick Ash Storm from Astrogoth is making him even more weak to the fire damage that is coming straight into his face. Balance power is about half and half, 50-50. Anybody could win, anybody could take it. As Azhag gets a wah, and he continues crawling desperately forward to fight the fire guys, but now he's surrounded by halberds, because these are still halberd units, my guy. Azhag, you can't be here! Azhag, no! He is gonna rout. And that was a bit of a whoopsie from Rainy Frog as his lord just throws his life away. Night Goblin Archers walk point blank up and start firing. Astrogoth's taking some damage fighting the Black Orcs. Meanwhile, a cluster missile is going at close range onto the Rusty Errors. Does really good damage to them despite their attempt to dodge. And they are moving now, trying to help out, but they will rout, I think, from the shock damage they took. Nope, they are back, but the Greenskins are all of a sudden down to the balance of power, and I think it was due to Azhag losing all of his fucking health like a goddamn G. Meanwhile, we have Squigs and the AP Loonies working on these Chaos Dwarf Warriors. The Fire Glaives are free to fire once again. They're shooting into the Morgan's Mage Marauders. They don't want them to do anything. Meanwhile, the Rusty Arrows are firing in onto the Deathstreaker Rock Launcher. The balance of power is bad, but it could get much better if you could get rid of these two units. This Deathstreaker, with all that ammunition, and this full health Infernal Guard, if you could take that out with either a Fate of Buna if Azhag comes back, or like, you know, Squigs charging it or something, that'll make this balance of power look a lot better, because without those two units, shit is looking a little rough for the Chaos Dwarves now. Admittedly, they have a, 3/4 HP Infernal Guard. Quick Spirit Leech onto the Deathstreaker Rocket Launcher is going to get that thing to rout here, it would seem. And another Spinning Loon goes a bit wide. It goes into actually the Greenskin units. And Astrogoth finished off those Black Orcs. Things are getting a little dire here for the Greenskins. The Squigs are still trying to beat up on the Infernal Guard. It's really not going their way. And the Archers aren't getting much done either, I am afraid. I feel like there's some units missing or something, because otherwise this balance power doesn't make sense to me. I guess now it's making more sense, but for a while there it was being a little too positive on the Greenskins for my liking. Azhag is charging back in with another wah. And the Infernal Guard are just lining up to gun him down. Oh, my poor sweet boy! No! Oh no, they killed him. Alright, without Azhag, this shit is doomed. Everything's gonna rout. Army losses is gonna hit. And he hits the GG. The loons giveth, the loons taketh. Black Orcs did okay. Azhag did okay. Orc Boar Chariot struggled. Night Goblin Squig Hoppers got nothing done. The charge defense on the Dwarven units just cucks them. It's funny that Night Goblin Squig Hoppers are specifically a unit that were introduced to the game with killing dwarves in mind. Like, that is what they were intended to do. And then CA was like, what if we give the dwarves all dwarf units charge defense, except for I think miners. Let's give like all dwarf units charge defense. Don't squigs rely heavily on their charge bonus? Yeah. And you want the squigs to kill the dwarves? Yeah. How are you not putting 2 and 2 together? What's there to put together? They have an insane charge bonus to help them kill dwarves. Also, charge bonuses don't work against dwarves. It's a good dwarf killing unit. Anyway, I digress. Spinning Loons, the ROR, 830 damage value. 900 on the non-ROR. Night Goblin Archers did okay. Orc Boys did not do very much. Squigs, honestly, didn't get a lot of value either. And the Goblins, meh. All right, Will Francesco. Yeah, for Will Francesco, as Astrogoth did not get that much value, but he did fine. No problems there. Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives, 2,400 value on one, 1,500 on the other. Deathstreak Rock Launcher almost paid for itself. The Infernal Guard, one got 20 value. That's the one that got insta-murked by the Spinning Loons. That shit was hilarious. And Chaos Dwarf Warriors did well. Goblin Laborers did well. GG. I don't remember if I've saved any of the other finals yet, because some people sent them to me while we were casting, so I'm going to put the blocker back up just in case. And that will be Skaven Slave Championship going to Will Francesco of Night Crew. Congratulations on the $25. Now, people have sent me things. Let's take a look around here. So I do have the big boy finals all done. I have gotten the replays from those players. And they are both European, so it's getting pretty late in the night. So let's just go ahead and cast that, because I also don't have anything yet from my Clan Rats or from the Chieftains. So we are done with the Storm Vermin, Alfair 3-0 Rocket Row, and we are done with the Skaven Slaves, Will Francesco 3-0 Rainy Frog. We're moving on to the Grey Seers, the highest of the high, the theoretically, if you believe my Discord bot, best players of Season 4, Raced of Clan VOD, Victory or Death, or Berserk of Clan Via Militara. Raced 2-0 to me in the semifinals to get here. So let's see how it goes. And again, I will give a disclaimer that I just received these replays and I instructed Raced to send them to me no matter what, so I actually have no idea who wins or loses. Though I do know how many games this goes to, because I had to save them, so I know how many things I saved. Let's do it. Just finished watching Rat Race. We need more movies like it. Rat Race was a good movie. I watched that a lot. I'm a new player, still a big noob. Your videos and streams really help me get better. Thank you. Anytime, K4. And also, if you ever feel like you can join our Discord, even if you don't want to play in tournaments right now. If you're just playing quick battles, our Discord still has people that love talking about builds, love talking about factions, and then give you some cool ideas for some builds or tell you what to maybe avoid. It's just a good resource, even if you're not like super hardcore, I want to play tournaments all the time. Still a good Discord. People just like talking about Total War builds. All right, what do we got here? Ogres versus Vampire Counts. Berserk on his beloved Vampire Counts. He's been playing them since before they were OP. He's been playing them while they were OP, and he's playing them now that they are decidedly mid-tier. I'm going to slow it down because we already actually are getting into this. We have a Banshee with just the Screaming Banner for the -4 leadership. We have a Strigoi Ghoul King on fucking foot, okay, with 75 melee attack? This guy has just a natural 75 melee attack. Okay. All right. That is something. He has a Crypt Ghoul Summon and Invocation to Heck for spells. We have a Necromancer on his Corpse Cart with the Strokey Stroke Rod and Undead, the Zombie Summon, which is different than the Crypt Ghoul Summons. That is not a rule break. We have Corpse Cart with an Unholy Lodestone for some healing, front line of Skeletons. We have the Tithe, back line of 4 Crypt Horrors, 2 Cairn Wraiths in the woods, armor-piercing ethereal units. And then we have 2 Vargheists up in the sky. For the Ogres, we have 5 Noblar Trappers, including the Boglars of the Mad Marshes. Though I don't know why we're taking these guys. They only have their healing if they're in water, and there's no water here, so that seems a little weird to me. We do have 2 more basic Noblars, a bunch of Ogre Bulls, some with dual weapons, 2 with dual weapons, 1 with regular. We have quadruple Iron Guts for that 100 armor, the Sky Striders, Crushers, ROR, 1 Saber Tusk pack, and the Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw with just Troll Guts for that. Alright. Let's get into it. Nobbler Trapper's going to fire off some of their volleys, preferably into the Crypt Horrors to start whittling those guys down. And the Ogre's plowing straight in. Now, the Ogres are going to get a lot of army passive if they can get the Undead to crumbling, because when you are crumbling, your leadership is negative, and the Ogre army ability, like the Slanesh army ability, just says dealing damage or killing models while a unit is negative leadership. So they don't have to be physically routing, because the Undead don't do that. So Ogres will charge up a lot of passive very quickly. What's also happening very quickly is the death of the Ogre Bulls on this front line. My god, they're not having any fun at all. Half HP for some of these guys. Now the Skeleton Spearmen are also taking quite a lot of damage, getting that negative territory, and we just have a big old grind fest on the front line. Sky Striders opt in, Sky Striders opt out. There is no Mortis engine, at least, that doesn't punish these guys for trying to get to their targets, but man, 2 Skeleton Spearmen's already not feeling the best. Cryptor is taking a ton of damage from this withering Nobblar fire. But there's so much damage on both sides. One thing about replays is interesting is I don't get the damage values for some reason. Like in a live game up in the top left, it would say where the damage values are. Not so here. Not so. Yeah. Nobbler Trappers being used more as archer units right now, sitting in the backfire. We have 1 Cryptor, 2 Cryptors that are almost dead. 2 that are about full HP, and the Vargai still haven't joined the fight. They are also full HP. Our Cairn Wraith friends also doing well, so right now, most of the Vampire Council losses has been onto things they are okay with losing. For the Ogre Kingdoms, the Sky Striders are at half HP. They'll need some healing soon. Nobblers are trying to rejoin the fight now that some of them are running out of ammo. Others are just coming back from their routes. More Ogres are trying to rejoin the fight, and we have these Iron Guts. We're holding on, but this Iron Gut is terror routing at full HP. The Slaughtermaster is also terror routing at full HP. And if those turns into natural routes, I don't know how low their leadership got for a while. The white flag won't appear until after the terror route is done, so I don't know if they're actually routing. Sky Strider's also super duper low, trying to fight their way out of a bad situation, but they also might route, and things are looking disastrous for the Broger Kingdoms. These 2 Cryptors that were almost dead a while ago are still almost dead and still here, which is part of the Vampire Count punchline. Van Hell's Dan's Macabre giving them 60 melee attack. Wow. Okay, 60 melee attack on these Cryptors. These kids are slapping. 1 Cryptor in the back finally did fade. This other one is just about to go. The Slaughtermaster has escaped from the Strigoi Ghoulkin for now, but he is waddling after him like, come here, fat boy. He wants to cut off your belly. And Ogres like their bellies, so don't cut them off. Cryptor is all of a sudden taking an absolute beating, and the Ogre's getting a little bit of a late game second wind here. Vargeist, Cryptors. What is this that's taking so much damage? Cryptors. Okay, so were there 5 Cryptors? I swore I saw a Cryptor die earlier. Maybe the flag just moved. I think the flag moved on me. Anyway, 2 Vargai still very healthy. The Cairn Wraiths are about half HP apiece. Only 1 healthy Cryptor left on the map. Strigoi Ghoulking's fine. The Banshee is fine. The Necromancer is honestly not feeling too good, but if he can just slow up and stop stroking his rod for a little bit, if he can battle his crippling stroking addiction, we'll be fine over here. Sky Strider's back to full HP due to all the healing they have received, and I am actually getting a little concerned for the Vampire Counts just a little bit. As some of these Cryptors, if they can get actually finished off, then that healing cap will never be hit, and that'll save you a lot of time. And the Vargei's charging in there. That did not work out for them whatsoever. We still have 2 rather healthy Iron Guts, and can the Ogres just straight up heal through this? I don't know, but it's getting alarming. The Boglars of the Mad Marshes throwing in the last of their ammunition, now charging onto the Cairn Wraiths. Sky Striders are back in it. And the Vampire Counts are running out of good infantry. And by good, I mean their Skeleton Spearmen. The Skeleton Spearmen into Ogres will trade it quite up. You know, they'll do really well, but they're running out of them. They have like 1 half-health Spearman left. This guy's about dead. We have a Nobbler Trapper that has been forgotten in the distance. He does need to be rallied. That is a lot of ammunition sitting on the table. He needs to come back. But I think Raced has other things on his mind as the Sky Strider's healing cap has appeared, and it is coming in hot. The Strigoi Ghoulking on foot is beating the shit out of him, as are these Cryptors, as are these Vargeists. And now the Nobbler Trappers have been remembered. Saber-Tooth Pack's getting chased out by Cryptors, but I'm concerned the Ogres just don't have the meat and potatoes to deal with this. Cryptors still hanging on. Those same 2 that have been almost dead for the entire game are still almost dead, and they're still there. And I think the tide is just turning too much against the Ogres at this point. The Sky Striders are almost routing. They were terror routing for a second. Now they are naturally routing. Nope, they're hanging on for now. There's just no DPS here. What does that heal? Who's it for? Iron Guts getting a Troll Guts as the Sky Striders finally rout for real. And both the Vargeist are committed. Both the Vargeist have taken a lot of damage, so we'll see if they can stick with it. But if they can, they will chase all these Ogres off. But an Iron Guts has rallied. He's going to need to come straight back into the fight, charge into those Vargeist, and take him out. Banshee's chasing the Slaughtermaster, and the Banshee is technically faster, though she has such incredibly low mass, she's probably going to get stuck on the Noblars. There she does. Slaughtermaster will get away for what it's worth. Crypt Horrors are dueling with this Saber-Tusk pack, not having a good time whatsoever. The Boglars, Noblars, Larblars are fighting the Necromancer, trying to take him out, but it doesn't look like it's going particularly their way. And these Iron Guts over here, I think the flag is just left behind. I think most of the units are moving on. Yeah, they're moving over here. They're trying to snipe out these Vargeist and let the Sky Striders come back, who have returned. And the Noblar are still chucking in. These Vargeist getting danger low on that HP. The Cairn rates are also pretty low. I just have such a hard time believing in the Ogres, but every time they run away, they come back. That Vargeist is toast. Its leadership says it's positive, but it is not. Big Overcast Invocation to Heck trying to save its life as it heals through the hunger and through that Invocation to Heck. It's just chilling at like 100 HP. The Boglars, Noblars are continuing to battle with these Crypt Horrors. Vampire counts regrouping into a bit of a blob as Noblars continue to fire in. Sky Strider's trying to cycle charge, and the Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw is charging back in for his -8 leadership aura. -8 melee attack aura, but also when he's in melee, he starts to slowly regenerate health, which is mostly what he's going for here. It looks like one of the Vargeist finally did die off. Necromancer's getting low, his heal cap has appeared, but oh, this is terrible for the Ogres. The Slaughtermaster has been officially beset by the Banshee and the Strigoi Ghoul King. He's down to 1 leadership, and I think that is going to be 0 leadership soon. There he routs, unless the Ogres can do something drastic to bring him back. He might just get run down by the Strigoi Ghoul King or by these Vargeists, who actually are fighting Iron Guts right now, so that's probably going to be the end of the Vargeists. Saber-Tusk pack's tearing apart the last Crypt Horror. It is just flat out the last Crypt Horror. Okay, so the Vampire Count's mass is almost gone. Vargeist is dead. Their only mass left is just this Crypt Horror, which is currently getting charged by the Sky Striders, so I doubt they'll be around for too much longer. Slaughtermaster does retreat enough to get his HP back. Iron Guts are charging back in. And how many of these things are summons, right? We also have to keep track of that. They're unbinding. Oh, I forgot this guy can overcast the command of the Unliving to turn them into Crypt Horrors. So that may have been where some of the Crypt Horrors were coming from. Banshee gets another charge on the Slaughtermaster, though. He rallied and just wasn't given orders for too long, and now that is disastrous for the Ogres, because with no one in between the Banshee and him, her 60 speed plus her chilling effect lowers his speed enough that she's going to keep up to him. So you have officially lost your Lord at this point for the Ogres. They are trying to get back in here and do some damage. They'll do some decent stuff to the Tithe and like these zombies and stuff. So there isn't a ton left over here for the Vampire Counts, but without your Lord, when he dies or if he gets run off the map, your leadership spike's going to be too much. There'll be so much less healing coming in too that I do think the Ogres are probably just doomed at this point. Crypt Horror is dead, he said, watching it. Just, there we go. Just squeak by on health for a little bit. Banshee officially kills off the Ogre Kingdom's Lord, which is a bigger leadership spike than just running him off. So he's doing even worse off than usual. Skeleton Warrior Summon is out from the Necromancer, but the Ogres start to break, some of them even shattering. Necromancer is about dead, though. If you can take him out, that is a caster off the balance of power, so the game will stop fucking you over super hard, but army losses will hit anyway, and I don't really think that there was a lot the Ogres could do versus the Banshee and the Strigoi Ghoul King. Aw, Krell, that's a super nice thing to say. Thank you for that. Which unit heals in water? The Boglars, Boblars. Malazan Empire fan. I never knew where Race's name comes from. Okay. Sorry, I was just catching up with chat. For Race, his Great Maw caster did fine. Like, he's not going to get great value. The Sky Striders got shockingly low value. I suppose there wasn't a lot of great targets for them to get a ton of damage onto. The Iron Guts held on forever and did pretty well. Ogre Bulls did okay. Noblars, Boglars did fantastically. All of the Noblar Trappers did really, really well. Saber-Tusk packs also did great. Noblars got shut down. For Berserk, his Lord did just fine. His Vargeist did good. Necromancer did good. Banshee did great. 1,500, and she was still full health at the end of the game. Crypt Horrors did okay. Karen Wraiths did fine-ish. Corpse Cart did well. Skeleton Spears did heroically well, like they usually do in this matchup. And the Tithe did actually really well. The Tithe's only 200 gold, and they paid for themselves twice over. Quite a GG. They'll take Berserk up 1. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Who's around me? Game 2 is High Elves versus Grand Cathay. And another kind of weird one. I have just received our Clan Rat Finals replays, so after the Grey Seer Finals, we will have something else to cast. I love the undead. Most of my best friends are dead. Spook. So in a very interesting build, we have triple Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers for the High Elves, triple White Lions of Krace, 3 Archers, 2 Illyrian Reavers, no, 1 Illyrian Reaver and 1 Dragon Prince, a single Ranger, a Mage of Life with Regrowth and Dwellers Below, and Imric up in the sky. For Grand Cathay, we have 4 Jade Lancers, which are going to be a huge problem for the triple Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. And then we have some Peasant Long Spearmen, some Jade Warriors, some of them. We have 3 Iron Hail Gunners, an Astromancer on his War Compass with just his bound stuff. We have Zhao Ming with just the Dragon Breath, a single Sky Lantern, and another Metal Caster, the Alchemist, with Plague of Rust, plus his Elixir of plus 40 melee attack. Big Imric Breath attack onto the Iron Hail Gunners does decent work, and it looks like the Bolt Throwers are mostly focusing on the Iron Hails with Scatter Shot. I don't disagree with that. The obvious choice would be... well, that's awkward. Imric lands just as Zhao Ming takes off. Anyway, the obvious choice would be the War Balloon, but honestly, with 3 Archers and with Imric, you're not super worried about the War Balloon. You can take it out at any point in time. The Jade Lancers do get in here with only 2 Cavalry. The High Elves have a hard time really dictating where Cavalry goes and doesn't go. And, oh, there's also 2 Peasant Horsemen. Yeah, the High Elves are kind of fucked here. Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower is already shut down, and there's just too many Cav to stop. There's Dragon Princes back here, but those Archers are already getting hit by Downhill Charge. Imric gets a really nice couple attacks onto Zhao Ming, and an Overcast hurts him, so a bad time for them. And the High Elves are advancing upon the Grand Cathay lines, so we'll see how that goes for them. Jade Lancer's taking a lot of damage in response, though. Peasant Horsemen also going to get taken out, and these Bolt Throwers continue to fire. They ain't giving up just yet as Imric continues to chase down Zhao Ming. They have the same speed, so I wonder if he will ever be allowed to actually get an attack off. And things are actually going a little better for the High Elves than I would have assumed with all of this cavalry. The Dragon Princes and the Archers are holding their own. Dragon Prince is going to run forward. Looks like they're trying to shut down the Iron Hail Gunners, and that is a decent choice. It'll protect Imric a lot, and Imric continues to chase Zhao Ming. He's just not going to let him get away, though he is going to miss 2 attacks in a row, and a third, and a fourth? No, that one kind of hit, sort of. Now Imric's surrounded by Jade Lancers. We'll see how that goes for them, and some bound abilities from the Astromancer is going to start hitting the White Lions of Krace, though it looks like Ray sees that coming and starts to dodge away. Some of the Bolt Thrower crews are trying to get back online, and the Comet even kills some of Berserk's own Jade Warriors because of the dodge. Imric continues to fight. He's doing really good damage to Zhao Ming, and you have to remember that Zhao Ming has no healing for him. Miao Ying is the only healing character Grand Cathay has, and since she's not on the field, Zhao Ming is left alone. White Lions trading up against Jade Lancers wherever they are. A Plague of Rust is going to make these Illyrian Reavers 0 armor. And the Jade Lancers should be able to get through them as the Mage of Life comes over. It looks like she's trying to get back to Imric. Dragon Princes doing well still against his Peasant Horsemen. Archers holding on for now. For Cathay, what do you have left for range? All of your Iron Hails are technically alive, but not feeling too good. A quick regrowth comes in from Imric as he's going to battle Zhao Ming some more. So if the High Elves can snipe out Zhao Ming, like finish him off, the Dragon Princes and Imric honestly might be able to carry this. A Dwellers Below onto these 2 Jade Lancers, but Berserk sees it coming. He starts to spread out, and Dwellers Below doesn't do nearly as much damage with the damage over time as it used to. It's now mostly about that, like, being in the vortex, so it's not going to do nearly as much damage as you're used to seeing it do. Peasant long spears have caught up the Dragon Princes, so the Dragon Princes are going to get going from here as fast as possible. And none of the bolt throwers are still online, it looks like. I mean, some of them still have crews who are technically alive, but online is a very different word. Iron Hails are trying to come back into range now. Imrik is still after Zhao Ming and actually gets a really solid attack on him, but Jade Lancers are here for the response. And Dragon Princes are nowhere nearby, so Imrik is all alone, and that's going to be rough. A Plague of Rust Overcast brings it down to 12 armor. He's relying heavily on that 56 melee defense to stay in this fight. Rangers and White Lions are peeling off Peasant Long Spears on the other side, but these Iron Hail Gunners are coming back with a vengeance. There's no Lyran Reavers to chuck at them. I guess you could run Dragon Princes all the way out there, but you need Dragon Princes to be doing other stuff, like maybe helping Imrik. The Dragon Princes are still running around on the high ground. I don't know why. Imrik is in some serious danger. He needs to fuck off. It looks like now he's going to fuck off just out of range of the Iron Hails, which is good for him. Balance of power is still about dead even, and I have to agree as Imrik's trying to get away. Can Imrik, the Dragon Princes, and the Life Mage carry this game? Zhao Ming is danger low. The Sky Lantern's still firing at somebody, somewhere, for some reason. Dragon Princes are trying to chase this, like, Peasant Horseman around, but still no one's bailing out Imrik, and I'm very confused by that decision. Dragon Princes now get a downhill charge onto the Jade Lancers, and they're going to get a regrowth. That is huge for their capacity to last in this game. Someone's got to shut down the Iron Hails. Looks like the Rangers and White Lions are up to the task. Zhao Ming is just trying to avoid the Dragon Princes or any fight, really. Imrik is still on the ground, and now he's surrounded by the Peasant Long Spearmen, too, and he continues to get orders to run away. But the Dragon Princes, like, I know I'm harping on this a lot, but these guys need to come get Imrik back up into the fucking sky. Rangers are going to fight Peasant Horsemen. If they have orders to attack the Peasant Horsemen, they'll win that fight. But if they are getting charged for free, then that's going to be a bad time. Dragon Prince is getting their regrowth still, but they also get Plague of Rust overcasted. And Imrik got back into the sky somehow. He throws down a Breath Attack to shut down this Iron Hails. Berserk tries to dodge it, but still enough of it is going to go through. And Imrik's back up in the sky. He might just want to... Okay, he can't stand in front of the Iron Hails. Got it. I was going to say he might just want to kill that fucking War Balloon for a second here, but it looks like he has more important things to do, like instantly routing the Iron Hails when he dives down into them. Some more Iron Hails are routing yet again. And with that, the Dragon Princes and the Mage of Life are going to get away. If Imrik can get back into the sky and completely snipe out the Sky Lantern, that would be, in my opinion, the next best thing to do here, as Jade Lancers are once again on his ass, and he has such a hard time getting back to the sky when they're on his ass. But they peel off. Nice. Okay, if he can get up, yeah, so he should go to the Sky Lantern, kill it, because he needs to get rid of the Harmony. It's giving Harmony to all the units under it, and the only thing that can stop you from killing it is Zhao Ming, you've been chasing Zhao Ming this whole fucking game. So just go kill the Sky Lantern, and if he comes to fight you, then fucking fight him. And this is the perfect time to do it, too. The Dragon Princes can fulfill the attacking rules and stuff by chasing down all these things. Go, go, go. Imrik, go. Imrik, go. Take the fucking lantern. Take the fucking lantern, bro. Okay, Breath Attack. That's fine. I accept your Breath Attack. Go kill the lantern. Go kill the lantern. Go kill the lantern. No! No! Wherever you're going, that's wrong! Go kill the lantern! Please! Alright, he's diving down. Another overcasted Plague of Rust onto the Dragon Princes. Imrik's getting a rear charge onto all this cav. He could get a mass terror out here and save his Dragon Princes some damage, which is fine, though I also don't know why we're taking this fight. He could just kill the lantern for free. Jade Lancers starting to tear out. Everybody is terror outing. Everybody's getting out of here, and the Dragon Princes continue to do their best to do some battle, and another overcasted regrowth for Imrik will get him back up to full HP. High Elves take a bit of a lead on the balance of power, and Imrik is going to follow these cav off, so at least something will be done for this. Then you would better go kill that fucking balloon, but whatever. Dragon Prince is arcing over because now they remember that Imrik exists, and they feel like actually supporting him for the first time this game. I like how Imrik had to come out of fucking left field. I love how Imrik had to come out of left field to remind the Dragon Princes that he exists. He's like, I'll bail you out of this cav fight if you guys ever help me out, ever. And the Dragon Princes are like, fine. We see you're stuck on the ground with some Jade Lancers. Allow us to charge them and deal with that. Imrik's going for the balloon. Everything's looking up. What are you gonna do, Zhao Ming? The fuck are you gonna do? Come up here and fight Imrik with like 5 health? You ain't gonna do shit. You're gonna sit on the ground and watch your bitch-ass balloon get its ass handed to it. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. Yes, sir. I am so glad that Raced did that. Hell yeah, dude. GG to the High Elves. GG to the High Elves. I was gonna be so pissed if Imric just let that balloon shoot him for much longer. It ended up being a good play. I was super concerned when Raced opted to take that fight with the Cav, and it was a nice rear charge. But all I was worried about was if the Cav didn't break, or if the Cav broke in different directions and then they all just rallied, it's like, okay, you got a little bit of damage onto some Cav, but the balloon's still poking at you, and you were taking a fight while Overcast and Plague of Rust with the Dragon Princes. So it was risky. It was risky. I didn't think the High Elves had to take a risky fight, but they did. They won it. So hindsight 2020, they did great. I think there was a safer way to play it, but that's fine. That's fine. All right, all of our finals are done. All of our finals are done. So we're casting straight through. We're waiting on nobody. Anyway, so Dragon Princes did pretty well. They didn't get as much value as I would have thought, but they performed really well in the game. White Lions of Christ did okay. Bolt Throwers did fine. Rangers did fine. Lyran Reavers did fine. Archers got shut down really hard, but yeah. Imric hard carry. For Berserk, Zhao Ming, 1100 value. He had a tough time staying away from Imric all game. Both the casters did a bunch of support stuff, so they're not going to get a lot of value. Jade Lancers did overall well. The Balloon got 1300 value. Iron Hail Gunners really struggled to get any shots off because the High Elves just shot them so much with bolt throwers and then ran them down with like breath attacks and stuff. It was fucking brutal. Peasant Longspears did fine, and the Peasant Horsemen did really well. GG. And it is our first non-3-0 of the day. No blocker. All right. If you were paying attention, you might have gotten a little bit of spoilers about how the whole series goes. You know whether it goes to 4 games or 5. My bad. Game 2, some Chaos Dwarves versus Dark Elf action. My bad. I don't have anything left to drink. Damn it. Where the High Elf hate ended up? I don't know. High Elves haven't been like super meta for a while. Alright, for the Chaos Dwarves, we have a Sorcerer Prophet of Fire with Burning Head, Cascading Fire Cloak, and Flaming Sword of Ruin. We also have the Vial of Hashut. And he is on his big Bale Tauros mount thing. We also have the Demon's Tongue, Iron Demon ROR. Does fire damage, also has the Burnt debuff. We have 2 Bull Centaurs. One of them is the Great Weapon. One of them is shielded. We have 1 Hobgoblin Archer, 2 Chaos Dwarf Warriors, a bunch of Hobgoblins. We have 1 Hobgoblin Sneaky Git, and a single Hobgoblin Wolf Rider with Spears. I don't love Chaos Dwarves that are structured like this. Oh, we also have the Blazing Reds of Bozrok. There's too many expensive things, so then the rest of your roster is so tiny and insignificant that I think the Dark Elves are just going to win by attrition, because there's too much expensive shit. I don't know. I try to keep my Lords cheap and then spread out my threats. Spirit Leech onto this guy. He is going to heal through it with the Chalice of Blood and Darkness when he gets Spirit Leech, but that is what it is. For the Dark Elves, we have quadruple Reaper Bolt Thrower, 4 Bleak Swords, 1 Dark Shard, 5 Witch Elves, and some Dark Riders. Oh, there's a 5th Bleak Sword. Okay, quick Predictive Burning Head coming in from this guy, but he does not hit the mark, and he is already missing 1/3 of his HP. Alright, Sorcerer Prophet of Fire is down to half HP already, trying to run away from all these Bolt Throwers. The Bull Centaur Renders have not gotten to be involved at all, and Dark Riders are fighting the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders. Looks like the Hobgoblins are winning for now. If they can, like, completely win and get into the back line, that's going to be fine, but right now this is exactly what we were worried about with this kind of build. Like, I mean, there's just so few threats that you're actually worried about that you can just focus fire shit. The Sorcerer Prophet of Fire is already down to half HP. Bull Centaurs are getting in there now, though. So let's see how much they can get done with these big, impressive threats. Because if the Witch Elves get you to start rampaging, that's going to be really brutal. Spirit Leech onto him, 28 seconds left till he gets his next heal from the spell you cast. And the Bull Centaur Renders charge into the Witch Elves, doing really good damage. And the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders are in the backfield. They can start cleaning up some of these Bolt Throwers as well. A quick little Flaming Breath attack from the Bale Tauros really doesn't hit anything, but okay. Chaos Dwarves are getting through the front line in the middle and the top side. On this bottom side, they're not getting a whole lot done, as these Hobgoblin Archers are trying to go fire at Witch Elves, but they probably just need to take a fight shooting at these bolt throwers where they can. But this is real bad. Rampaged and insta-killed. One of the Bull Centaurs, the one with great weapons, is entirely doomed. Iron Demon gets a really nice flaming attack down the side here, routing 2 more things off. But there's a lot of Witch Elves nearby that are still plenty happy to do things. And, oh, that is the Supreme Sorceress of Death, by the way. I didn't really process that. That is female Malekith, but without Soul Stealer. Interesting. So she has no healing up on that dragon. That's a little wild. That Spirit Leech is actually going to heal this guy more than it damages him, so I'm sure the Chaos Dwarves are actually quite happy about that. Bull Centaurs plow through this entire area just to get down to those Bolt Throwers, and I think that is the 4th and final Bolt Thrower crew shut down, though we do have a Witch Elf closing in behind, so I think this Bull Centaur is about to have a bad day, and the Sorcerer Prophet cannot land! He's too low! He's going to instantly rampage if the Witch Elves touch him. You see, Race is frantically getting orders out of here, and he is trying to move, but his character is staggered. He can't move just yet. If the Witch Elves land one attack, he's going to rampage, but he manages to get out of there, manages to not get that debuff, and all of a sudden, the Chaos Dwarves are actually looking a lot better off. Though, I will say these Bull Centaur renders, again, they're rampaged, and they went from full health to just fucking dead, man. Bull Centaurs are not feeling so hot after their nerfs. You need to be very careful about when and why you take them, and, I mean, you don't know what the Dark Elves are going to bring before they bring it, but versus this specific Dark Elf build, they just have nothing to do. Iron Demon's trying to get back to the 1 Dark Shard. This Sorcerer Prophet of Fire can maybe run around routing off all of the Bolt Thrower crews. And then if you get down to a late game of like just Witch Elves, maybe Burning Heads can take it. Do these Bull Centaurs that have rallied, do they get orders before the Witch Elves catch them? Because if they get caught napping, they're going to get destroyed. Only their like charge could get them out of this. Nope, they instantly rampage. So they're going to get fucked up by those Witch Elves. The Iron Demon, the Demon's Tongue, sorry, is currently rampaging. Do we have an undercasted Burning Head to clear out this area? Yes, we do. That will really help clear out these Witch Elves and get the Iron Demon back on the right track. Those guys should rout, no doubt about it. And the Supreme Sorceress of Death is stuck just fighting the Iron Demon. The Iron Demon can actually whoop her ass. And remember, there is no healing for her. She is a Death caster. She's not a Soul Stealer caster. The Iron Demon's rampaging. It looks like it's still maybe trying to swing at those Witch Elves who somehow didn't rout. They're still here. Holy crap. Now they rout, but while rampaging, this guy can't pick his own target. I also wonder if he's unbreakable, if he just infinite rampages, because it looks like he might. Yeah, he's still rampaging. He's not doing anything. Like, he's not even trying to attack anything right now. He's just sitting there AFK. Rampage is over, so we can start to move at last. Iron Demon's down to 400 hit points, though. He's starting to move away. Supreme Sorceress gets another shot onto him, taking him down to 48 HP on that Iron Demon. That is fucking brutal. That's probably going to be GG. Was not feeling the Bull Centaur renders. I don't think they're worth it. I think the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire on the Bale Taurus is just too expensive. I don't know. I really like going cheaper and wider on Chaos Dwarves. Hi, by the way. Hi. So this guy, he has 37 seconds on his next heal, but he is taking a bunch of rear charges. He might even rampage here, as the Witch Elves do have the Madness of Cain on him, so it really just depends on when that hits. Bull Centaurs are in. Bull Centaurs charge straight in, do a lot of damage to some Witch Elves, and they surround these guys. Can we get a big Burning Head down the line? That would be the only thing I could see that would save this game, and he is going for it. Is it Overcast? No, it doesn't deal the extra damage to him, but it is going down the line, routes a whole bunch of stuff, and then it curves into the Chaos Dwarves just to say an extra fuck you real quick on the end there. 7 seconds left until his next heal, so that Spirit Leech came in just before his heal was off cooldown, so he needs to wait till the next Spirit Leech or the next Burning Head before he's going to get any healing back whatsoever. Bull Centaurs are done with their terror up, but they are surrounded by Bleak Swords, so they can't really come help this fight. This guy's in here. He throws down Cascading Fire Cloak. I didn't even realize he had a second spell for that heal, so he gives himself better melee stats and the heal. He's getting some good damage down on the Supreme Sorcerer. Some Dark Shards are trying to offer a little bit of support, but she's taking so much damage. The Hobgoblin Archers are here. Can the Chaos Dwarves clutch it out? The Chaos Dwarf Warriors are all routing. Sorcerer Prophet of Death is trying to run away from the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire. What the? Supreme Sorceress of Death running away from the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire. Gotcha. But he is on her ass. He's really not letting her go. Balance of Power really hates the Chaos Dwarves as the Bolt Thrower crews are running back for their Bolt Thrower mounts. This guy's going to take a Spirit Leech in the face. And he is janking the fuck out of this. He has not swung for a while. Then she finally stops and he gets a swing in, but he's surrounded by enemy troops. He is going to rout, but so is she. Both rout at the exact same time, and that takes army losses for the Chaos Dwarves. In a very strange display of Balance of Power. in a very, very strange display of balance of power. I don't know why the balance of power was like, fuck you, the Dark Elves won it, but it was. That was very strange. Sorcerer Prophet of Fire, 2,500 value. Iron Demon, 1,600. Bull Centaurs just not at all paying for themselves. That one under half. That one barely above half. Yeah, it's just too much expensive stuff. Taking 4 big expensive pieces makes the rest of your army so tiny. Chaos Dwarf Warriors did okay. Hobgoblin Sneaky Gets and the Hobgoblin Wolf Riders did well. And the Goblin Laborers did okay. GG. What up, Tequila Sunset? The Deathcaster got 4,000 value, so if you ever think Dark Elf Dragon Lords aren't viable, even without Soul Stealer, don't worry. This one right here got more value than I've seen a Soul Stealer one get, and she didn't have any healing for herself. So just, Dark Elf Dragon characters are just apparently too damn good. Too damn good. Don't even need Soul Stealer. Fuck Dark Elves. Dark Elves can eat my ass. Alright, Bleak Swords got mostly nothing done. Bolt Throwers did fine. Witch Elves just hard carried with that Dragon Lord. 4 Bolt Throws is a very bold move, yeah. This lady got about as much value as these two combined. And each of these is about as expensive as her. I mean, this is 1,600 and she's 2,200, I believe, with that kit. But he's like 2,500 with that one. Except Rakarth. Well, Rakarth's problem is you have to bring a caster as well as Rakarth, so then you're paying him extra money. And he's way more expensive than her. She's only like 2,200 gold with that kit. Game 4. Brett versus Korn. Can the Mino Bus stop a single Grail Knight? What up, your dudeness? For Bretonia, in Game 4, we have 2 Question Knights, one of which is the ROR Companions of Quinel's. They're anti-large. We have 1 Grail Knight, 3 Peasant Bowmen, a bunch of Peasant Mobs mixed with Foot Squires, mixed with Spearmen at Arms, 1 Beast Slayers of Bastogne, Foot Squire ROR. We have King Lewin Leoncoeur up in the sky, a Grail Relique on the ground, and a Damsel of Life with Earth, Blood, and Regrowth. On the other side, we have Valkia the Bloody with Spear Sleipnir, and then the Scarlet Armor, interestingly enough. We have some Flesh Hounds of Khorne. Looks like just 1 of them. 5 Minotaurs, 3 with the great weapons for their anti-large, 2 without. We have 1 Throwing Axe Cav, and 4 Marauders of Khorne with dual weapons. If you want a Game 5, you are rooting for Bretonia. If you want to see what is largely considered to be one of the 2 S-tier factions defeated, then you are rooting for Khorne. Oh, there's the Chaos Warhound of Khorne in the Vanguard deployment. I didn't see him. Hello. Valkia gets in with a Spear Sleipnir, instantly deletes a Peasant Bowman who is going to just shatter, I think. Surprised he hasn't shattered. He's at negative 55. There we go. Just took him a while for some reason. Lewin dives in, Valkia dives in, they both dive out. They decide it wasn't worth their time as the Foot Squires and such try and battle. Lewin dives back into the Minotaurs as Grail Knights charge up. Gonna go straight through that front line. And this looks like it'll be an okay fight for Bretonia, though I do get a little concerned that maybe Lewin could be in trouble here as the Chaos Warhounds do get their flank. No one saw them coming. It even took me a little bit to notice them, and I'm not even playing. They're gonna take out yet another Archer. And, yeah, Sword of Crone plus Grail Knights means those Minos are fucking dead as hell, Captain. Jesus. Someone else said Cotton, now it's in my head from Dodgeball. 3 melee defense on these other Minotaurs mean the Question Knights charging onto them, plus the Beast Slayers of Bastogne is going to do well. But overall, Bretonia, everything besides the center pocket is falling apart. Their flanks are all going to shit. The top flank has collapsed entirely, while the bottom flank is just under harassment. Question Knights down to half HP. Beast Slayers of Bastogne also taking a lot of damage. Companions of Quinel less than half HP. And where are those Grail Knights? Grail Knights are in the back, chasing down these Chaos Warhounds, but they probably are going to have to come back as Lewin and the other Knights are not doing so hot. But speaking of not doing so hot, the Khorne Minotaurs, not feeling good, not feeling great. Doesn't sound fun. 3 of them are just about dead. 2 are doing okay. Valky is doing fine. The Bretonnian front line is holding for now with that Grail Relic helping. And the Beast Slayers of Bastogne getting absolutely clapped. Them cheeks are clapping, my friends. Not a good time for them whatsoever. Valkia charges back in. She's going to hit Lewin upside the head. And more Khorne guys are running away. Fleshhound's still chilling. Chaos Warhound's chasing off some stuff. Even chasing off the Questing Knights as Grail Knights are going to come in. Plow into the throwing axes. Kind of mixed damage because they started to walk away during it. Quick little earth blood for everybody in this area as Lewin fights his way out. And the Spearmen are going to take out the Minos along with Lewin's help. So the center fight is going well. The Grail Knights are still rather healthy, but the balance of power is in favor of Khorne. And I don't know if I agree yet. I have to think. I have to think for a second, so give me a minute. Uh-oh, that's going to be bad. 0. 2 more infantry units about to rout there, and there's still 2 healthy Minos all fighting the Grail Knights. Where is the Caster? Caster's back here trying to deal with Fleshhounds who are killing the last of the archers. Okay, if there's a regrowth real soon for the Grail Knights, Bretonnia has this, but if they don't, if those Grail Knights rout, they're probably not coming back because Khorne actually has the mobility advantage. Lewin's trying to keep them alive for now. Stand your ground pop to give everybody some defenses. Companions of Quenelles are back in. They try to charge the Fleshhounds, but Fleshhounds start to run away. We'll see how that goes. I think that was an Earthblood. Earthblood trying to keep the Grail Knights at least a little topped off. It's not the same as a regrowth, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Valky and the Minos continue to try and punish Lewin. All of Lewin's infantry are gone. Khorne has a lot left. Though it's mostly not feeling great, it is still all technically here. And Lewin's trying to fall back from the blob right now. Chaos Warhounds are still dictating what returns to the fight, and the answer is nothing. And the Grail Knights are even routed. Wow, the Grail Knights are routed while fighting with just some skirmish cav. And that might be the death knell. If those Grail Knights are allowed to rally, maybe they can do something? Okay, they're back, but for how much, and is their healing ready for them? Companions of Quenelles charge straight into the Minotaurs. They get a pretty good charge, but the Horn of Khorne buffing those guys up a little bit. Lewin is doing his best to carry. It looks like he's going to regroup with his Knights, but are there even going to be Knights for him to regroup with? Companions of Quenelles' rear charge is going to finish them off for sure. Quick little Earthblood to keep everybody in it for just another hot second. Oh, and just late on that Relentless Rage from Berserk. Just a little too late. So now they're unbreakable while routing. Tough. Grail Knights trying to get out of here as a metric fuck ton of Minotaurs and angry Khorne warriors pile over the Damsel of Life. Lewin's going to dive back in, but there's 2 half-health Minos in here that I just don't know if he has the DPS to deal with. Grail Knights turn around and try to deal with the Chaos Warhounds and Fleshhounds. It's not going to go well for them, though. I think they will get peeled off by these little dogs. And Lewin's doing his best to put the world on his back. The Damsel routes too, though, and the balance of power gets danger low for Bretonnia. Grail Knights also getting low. They lose Blessing when they rout? I don't remember. Yes. Enabled if leadership is higher than broken. Lewin takes too much damage. That is going to be army losses, and Khorne has done it. They consider the same type of units as chariots? Yeah, they're considered large. Like, I know it's confusing because CA uses things. There's a thing that's large and infantry, and then there's a different thing that dictates how large you are if you're large, or how large you are if you're infantry. Most cavalry is considered medium, and Grail Knights and Grail Guardians are considered large, and other things that are considered large are chariots. So, yes, they are. Grail Knights are currently closer to chariots than they are to their other cavalry contemporaries, which is why they just plow through infantry like nobody's business. For Raced, Lewin and the Grail Knights did okay, but honestly not amazing. Questing Knights did okay. I mean, this one did better. It almost paid for itself. This one didn't quite. Beast Slayers of Bastogne did all right. Foot Squires did okay. Peasant Bowmen just didn't get anything done. They got shut down by dogs right away, and the other peasants struggled. For Berserk, Valkia did okay. She did fine. She did well. Minos did overall quite well. The Fleshhounds and the Chaos Warhounds of Khorne just chased down so many things. So did the Skirmish Cav. That was, like, excellent play of what you should do when you route something. Hopefully they change that. It seems kind of dumb. It does seem very dumb. That's why even, Domination Land Battle players don't agree about a lot of stuff. Because the metas, the way you play the game between Dom and Land Battle are so different that, like, if something is mega busted in one mode, it could honestly be fine in the other one. Grail Knights, thankfully, are something both game modes agree is horseshit. So, hopefully they get fixed. All right, next we do have the finals for the Chieftain and the Clan Rats done. I'm going to start with the Clan Rats because, I mean, traditionally you end with your most, your biggest matchup. And just due to time constraints and stuff, we cast... We cast the Grey Seer because they were done, and these other two weren't done yet. But I'm going to go down to the Clan Rats and grab those. So I'm just grabbing the replays right now, but we have them. All right. Odium Sir Groot sent them to me. Actually, both players sent them to me. But I happened to click on Sir Groot's. Replays, game one, go. And then I will take down the blocker while it loads, but I am going to have to update the scorecards. So congratulations on Berserk for winning $200 and the Grey Seer title for Best Grey Seer in Season 4. Congratulations to Raced as well for a solid second place finish, taking Berserk to 4 games rather than the 3 O's we've been seeing so far. And a reminder, he did beat me. He did beat me, so. As much as I got salty about some things in this series that was happening in the finals, he beat my ass, so shut up, hummus boy. Oh yeah, I imagine Grail Knight's getting resummoned is super cool. All right, game one of this. You might recognize the maps because every best of 5 is played on the same set of maps, just for fairness reasons. Ogre Kingdoms versus Norska. We have 5 Noblar Trappers, 1 Leadbelcher, 2 Man-Eaters with great weapons, another Ogre Bull in the back, a Sabertusk pack, 2 more Ogre Bulls, a third with Iron Fists in the front, more Noblars up there, we have Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw, and the Snowhorn of Morn for Sir Groot. For Lucinia, we have dogs. 2 Skinwolves, 2 Ice Wolves over here, 2 Skinwolves, 2 Ice Wolves on the other side, 5 Norskin Spearmen Marauders, 3 Marauder Hunters with Javelins, Wolfric the Wanderer on foot, and a Firecaster with Burning Head to help clear out these Noblars. And clear out the Noblars, it do go straight through. This one's going to be a bit of a friendly fire spree, but really taking out that Noblar front line. Now, unfortunately for Norska, it's not the Noblar Trappers, as the Burning Head betrays them entirely. Oh, God, on the last bit, it kills an entire Marauder Spearman. Why? Why would you do that, Burning Head, you dick? Anyway, they only killed the basic Noblars. They didn't kill the Trappers just yet. Seafang gets a double hit. Wow, does a lot of damage to those guys. Really good cast over there from Wolfric. Norskin Ice Wolves are getting in here on the Noblar Trappers, and with Skin Wolves nearby, I think these Leadbelchers are mega dead. Those are going to be some dead Leadbelchers. So, Ogre's taking some big losses, but it's not all one-sided. Norska looks like they've lost 3 of their 5 Spearmen in the front line. Their bottom flank mobile elements have collapsed. The Ice Wolves being pushed off, taking a lot of damage. Skin Wolves as well. So, Norska won 1 flank and a bit of the front line. Ogre Kingdoms won 1 flank and a bit of the front line. But the Leadbelchers being entirely sniped up by the Skin Wolves is going to be cool. I think those guys are going to rout. Okay, they routed, but they hung on for longer than you would have thought. These Skin Wolves might be doomed. More Skin Wolves opt into the fight to try and bail them out a little bit, at least get some damage on the Ogre Bulls and stuff. But man, that is a lot of hurt coming in for the Skin Wolves. Quick Burning Head down here to get the burnt leadership debuff on the Ogre Bulls, try and get them to run away, maybe, possibly, as these Skin Wolves try and opt out of the fight, but they do tear out, which will actually just help them opt out of the fight, so they're fine there. Man-Eaters charging into the Ice Wolves down here. They'll do good damage, but they actually might want to be over helping their Lord and Snowhorn more and clear out those other guys. Norska does have some units rallying. Lucinia is going to have to give them new orders to bring them back into the fight. For now, the balance of power is about even. One side is pretty much down to the Snowhorn, their Lord, and some Man-Eaters, while the other side has much more tattered units, but much more units. Yay. These Jab Throwers could do a lot of work. though 2 of them are quite injured. If they can get over here and throw at the man-eaters, that'd be great. I think throwing at the Snowhorn is a bit of a bait, because he has, like, crazy missile resist, doesn't he? Yeah, only 20, but I guess 120 armor. Oh, and he can use his ability to get 20 more. So he can get 40% missile resistance. And they are throwing at him when they should be throwing at the man-eaters. Man-eaters have low armor, no shields, no missile resist. Because the javelin missiles are anti-large, they're not armor-piercing. Wolfric is trying to duel the Slaughtermaster as the Snowhorn gets on its duty of shutting down the man-eater, the Marauder Hunter's javelins. And I said duty. Duty. Nabla Trappers are routing. The 2 man-eaters are in here, though they're feeling less confident than before. And the 2 Marauder Spearmen that were not immediately killed on the frontline fight are in here now. With Fight or Die Pop, they have 54 melee attack, plus some bonus versus large from their spears, 15. They are going to be crushing the man-eaters if they have attack orders onto them, as Wolfric's fighting his way out, too. Things are looking a little scary for the Ogres. Where are we at, boys? Bros, we have cast the Storm Vermin, Skaven Slave, and Gracier ones. We are casting the Clan Rat finals now, and the Chieftain finals are finished and in my DMs, but I haven't gotten to casting them just yet. Man-eater's getting danger low. Okay. Have fun. Is Hazel still here? Okay. Sounds good. Snowhorn is doing okay. Slaughtermaster's doing fine. We have some Sabertusk packs that I didn't realize were still in the game, and they're going to kill some Ice Wolves and Nabla Trappers. So Ogre's getting a bit of a little sanctuary on that top side to rejoin this fight. Snowhorde of Morn is getting healed up. Can Norska deal with all the healing? Does Norska have that much healing left? They have some Skinwolves who will rally. More Skinwolves that are still here. Those guys will keep healing up. I don't know, though. I don't know if they have what it takes to kill that Snowhorn, especially if he keeps getting Troll Guts and Butchers and shit. Wolfric's trying to rejoin the fight. Spears are still in here fighting, but the Snowhorn is making pretty quick work of them. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. Replays? Yeah. Replays because all 5 tournaments were played at the same time, so that this didn't stretch out for over a month. So I had all the tournaments go at the same time, and I'm just going to cast the finals from each one. Skaven Slaves being lowest? Krell, sort of. I can answer that question better later. But we have, well, I'll answer it real quick right now. Vermin League is our Discord bot that plays, you play best of 3 land battle matches, and it gives you ratings based on who you win and lose against. But Logic's Short Beer League, he hasn't done that for a long time, so we replaced it with our Rat Ogre Hell Pits League, I guess you would call it. It's a copy-paste of my son Herbert Walker's Fresh Recruit tournament, but he also doesn't do it anymore. So it's just, if you join our Discord and you ask for a new player role, we give you the Rat Ogre role, and then you can play in a new player-only tournament. But if you ever win one, you get a Bone Ripper role, which is like a, hooray, I won a new player tournament, but also a label for my admins to be like, he can't play in any more new player tournaments because he won one. Like, it doesn't mean you're not a new player anymore, but it's like, well, you're good enough to beat the other new players, so next tournament, don't show up. Because otherwise we'll just have tournaments of like, it's a new player tournament where this guy wins 7 times in a row because he's really good and stuff. So, yeah. It's kind of a hybrid. We don't have anything that's exactly what Logic did. It's like, there's a lower rank on our ladder if you lose a bunch of games. So there's that. Or if you're just a new player, we just give you a role and you can play in those tournaments. There's that. But yeah. All right. I haven't cast about the game for a bit because I was answering that question. Skinwolves are chasing off the Slaughtermaster. They're trying to finish him. Snowhorn is doing its best to fight its way out of a bad time over here. Ogres do have some support coming in for the Snowhorn, but they're also low. I don't know if it's going to matter. These Spearmen are doing their best to poke down the Snowhorn of Morn. Wolfric is also lending aid to it, and this Firecaster is out in the middle of nowhere. I wonder if he chucks down an undercasted Burning Head up the side here. He could hit both these guys, and if he gets them both to route, they wouldn't offer their deadly, deadly missiles onto here. Okay, he is doing what I predicted. He just didn't do it the direction I predicted, but it's the same thing. He throws a Burning Head down. It curves dangerously, but it does go for the original target. Both of them route and do not offer their missiles, which leaves the Stonehorn alone, which means the Stonehorn dies. And back-to-back games, we saw Khorne take down Bretonnia and Norska take down Ogre Kingdoms. Norska into Ogre Kingdoms is actually a pretty normal counter pick, but they are not unbeatable, my friends. They're not unbeatable. They're just tough. Slaughtermaster did some good supportive stuff. Snowhorn and Morn honestly did fine. Man-Eater's Great Weapons did okay. The Lead Belchers got shut down immediately. Ogre Bulls struggled to get their values back. Sabertusk packs did well. Noblar Trappers honestly also got shut down a little bit. And yeah. GG. For Pegaz, also known as Lucinia, 1,500 on foot Wolfric just walking around and slapping fools. 360 kills for only 900 damage value on the Firecaster. That's killing Noblars for you. And your own men, might I add, because of that one burning head that killed an entire spearman. Javelins did fine. Spearman, the one that hung around to late game, 12,000 value. 1,200 value. Another one 900, but the others struggled a little bit. Skinwolves did well. This one is the one that probably caught the lead belchers, judging by its values. Norskin Ice Wolves did fantastically. Just got back from the air show. Got buzzed. It was fun and loud. Good. Glad you're having a good one. I also really wanted to grab a beverage. My throat is dry, so I'm going to do that. Lucinia's up 1-0. And since these games load so quickly, I am not going to bother loading the other one. Fuck it. We'll start loading it. I'll just run. Strat game cast. Strat game cast. All right, let's go. Greenskins Dark Elves. Greenskins Dark Elves. For the Greenskins, they are advancing really quickly, so I gotta do this fast. We have 2 ROR Skirmish Cav, the Spider Rider, and the Wolf Rider versions. We have 3 Orc Boar Boys on the side, 2 R Biggins. One of the Biggins is an ROR. On the other side, we have 2 more Orc Boar Boy Biggins. And that is it. We have the Swamp Things, River Trolls, ROR in the middle. We have Goblins mixed with Night Goblin Fanatics through the middle. Looks like we have 2 Fanatics. Some Orc Boys, some more Goblins, 4 Squigs, and Wurzag to give the buffs for all the lads. For the Dark Elves, we have the Supreme Sorceress of Dark up on her dragon, 1 Feral Manticore to harass the Greenskins more, a single Reaper Bolt Thrower, 3 Dark Shards, a box of Bleak Swords and Dread Spears with 1 Blackguard of Nagaron to mixed in there, and we have 4 Dark Riders. So Greenskins have a pretty good advantage in the mobility game. They have a lot more cav and better cav, but the front line, honestly, the Greenskins should also do well in the front line. The Dark Elves are going to have to really use these archers and that Dragon Lord to get some advantages, because that's all they have on the Greenskins. A Brain Burster is going to go down. Dark Riders fleeing into the box as the Boar Boys close in on them. And the front line for the Dark Elves is already falling apart as we have spinning loons going straight through these guys. And things are going so bad for the Dark Elves this early on. Their front line's falling apart. Their skirmish their regular Cavs also not having a great time. And Wurzag is untouched, which the biggest thing you'd have to worry about is Wurzag getting sniped out by a Manticore who is forgotten briefly on the far side. There's too much going on. The Dark Elves look like they have a lot to manage, and a Manticore riding off into the sunset just slipped their mind. But this is a mass rout already for the Dark Elves in the center, and more Greenskins are just getting in here. The Blackguard are getting activated now, and they will do some good damage. I just wonder how many things will die before they get to do anything. Broken Tusk Mob plus another Orc Boar Boy is surrounding the Supreme Sorceress of Dark, and if Wurzag keeps spamming out spells, they'll have plenty of stats to do good damage to her. It looks like Skirmish Cavalry are going to start firing in, but she is just walking through as Orc Boys, Squigs, Night Goblin Fanatics are walking into this box. The Dark Shards are running all over the place, and a Wah is popped. These Dark Riders are going to get cucked, and the Manticore still has not been remembered just yet. The Swamp Things have rallied so they can regenerate up and chill for a bit. Dark Elf Caster Lady is doing fine. The rest of the build is not. How do you get an internship with the Skaven Slaves? I don't know, man. Just play in our Rat Ogre League and hang out there. 1 Blackguard Union rules. That's true. That's right. Everybody's taking 1 Blackguard. I forgot. Anyway, another Spinning Loons is out doing really good damage. A Soul Stealer is trying to save the Supreme Sorcerer's Dark, who's honestly almost about to rout. And that Manticore has still been forgotten. Not that it would change the course of the game at this point, because I think the Dark Elves are just too fucked. Like, the situation is foobar. It's fucked up beyond all repair. It maybe could have made a difference earlier, but I am agreeing with chat's sentiment in general is one I agree with. That box didn't look like it was going to hold. The Greenskins are just really good in melee, unless you have, like, Dwarf-like or High Elf-like stats, and Dark Elves just don't. Mass Route coming in, including the Supreme Sorceress of Dark herself. The Manticore has returned, but it looks like some Boar Boy Biggins are going to target him. They're going straight over there. And I wonder if he throws an effigy to get on that Manticore or not, because if he does significant damage to it, then army losses will hit. So I think that's the easiest way to get army losses, is damaging this Manticore. Warzag throws out a quick Gaze of Mork onto some randoms just for the army-wide buff. Skirmish Cav firing in on these guys. A third wall, or is that the second wall? That's the second wall. Second wall is popped. The Boar Boy Biggin ROR chases the Dark Elf Lord, and it is over. This map blows. Fuck you. I mean, that's your opinion. And it's wrong. Orc Boar Boy Biggin's not getting crazy value, but they did what they had to. Skirmish Cav did fine. The Spinning Loons did actually pretty darn well. Squigs did fine. Goblins did fine. Yeah. For Pegaz, his Lord did not get a lot of value out. The Manticore also did not. And most of his troops routed at the first sign of trouble. Yeah, GG. It was not a super high value game because not a lot of stuff was chased down just yet. A lot of it was routed, and then the Dark Elves surrendered, which was fine. So 1-1. Uh-oh. Hang on to your butts. We have Grand Cathay Vampire Counts. Game 2. Game 3, sorry. I don't know you shit. I don't know you nothing. Grand Cathay versus the Vampire Counts. There's no Strigoi Lord to be found. How will they win without a Strigoi Lord?
Follow my commands precisely.
For Cathay and Sir Groot, we have a boxy box. Looks like 4 Peasant Horsemen, 1 Jade Lancer, a single Grand Cannon, 5 Iron Hail Gunners, a front line of Jade Warrior Halberds with Peasant Long Spears to back them up, and Miao Ying with 4 spells: Talons of Night, Storm of Shadows, Regrowth, and Earthblood. Why 4 Peasants? I don't know. On the other side, there's a Necromancer on his corpse cart, who is having a very bad day because he is not nearly fast enough to dodge any of this shit. He only has his Strokey Stroke Rod. Then we have a bunch of Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spearmen. A front line also of zombies. That is 10 chaff. That's 11 chaff units versus Grand Cathay. I am already concerned. We have 2 Cryptors, 4 Vargeists, a Necrarch Vampire Lord up on his Hell Steed as the cannons continue to punish this guy. Invocation of Heck is trying to save him, but god damn. Oh, we also have a Mortis Engine. Okay. That explains the 10 chaff, the 11 chaff. If you just want to buy time for the Mortis Engine, that's more fine. Necrarch Vampire Lord with Spirit Leech, Raise Dead, and Invocation of Heck. If you can shut down the Iron Hail Gunners and the cannon, the Mortis Engine can solo carry this? Sure. I am super concerned. Just looking at the builds, I'm going to guess Cathay wins it. And no, I don't actually know who wins this game. Yeah, I don't know who wins this game. No one told me or any of these things. I'm just betting on Cathay because I think this Vampire Counts build took some risks, I guess. Because the cannon, if the Mortis Engine ever comes in range, the cannon can just focus it down. So you have to kill the cannon before it gets in range, and you have to kill all the Iron Hails before it gets in range. But before it gets in range, what's going to kill anything? You have 2 Crypt Hoarders, you have 11 chaffs, you're relying on these 4 Vargeists to kill everything. Which, like, maybe you can, but that's a tall order. It's possible, but I wouldn't trust myself to do it. So, when I have an opinion on how it's going to work out, I generally think, like, can I do it? No. And that's what my opinion's based off of. Now, if this was, like, Void Lulls, maybe. Alfredino, maybe. But, like, I don't know. Those guys are both wildly better players than I am. So far, the Mortis Engine is staying out of range. The Necromancer is... Oh, God. That Forbidden Rod might just kill him, because it does damage to him over time. Vargeists are diving in. So far, a pretty patient approach by the Vampire Counts, and that was good. But now you have all these Peasant Horsemen just diving in, doing a ton of damage to your Vargeist. With their only 25 melee defense, getting charged by something that has 34 melee attack because of Harmony, but also charge bonus, your Vargeists are getting shredded even by those Peasant Horsemen. Vargeists and zombies trying to stop all these guys. So now the Iron Hails have been largely stopped, except for these ones that are firing straight up into the Necroarch. How can they fire like that? How can they fire straight up like that? My Poison Wind Globes can't fire straight up like that, you fucks. All right, so the Necroarch almost got one tapped. And more of the chaff is filing in, but we have two Vargeists trying to return to the fight. We have one Vargeist straight up dead, another Vargeist almost dead. The cannon is firing at the Mortis Engine, and this has been an absolute slaughter of the vampire counts. As Grand Cathay shows him his boss. Iron Hail Gunner is going to finish off that Vargeist. This Mortis Engine, I really doubt it's going to make it to the party, as there's Iron Hails ready to shoot at it too. It's just trying to get here. It's just trying to celebrate its birthday. As another Vargeist falls, that leaves us with two Vargeists. That leaves us with one Vargeist and two Crypt Horrors. Another zombie summon trying to muck up things. The Mortis Engine has joined the party. He has joined the chat. Guy Skaven Ick Claw DLC, is it worth it? I think so, but I'm a Skaven main, so of course I love it. You called watching the race versus Berserk King. All right, Iron Hails are shooting at the Mortis Engine. Yeah, that is just gonna be GG. That was quick, yeah. Dude, Grand Cathay cannons. They probably need some nerfs, but they're much closer to what artillery should be than most other artillery in this game. Most other artillery can't hit the broadside of a barn. And in this one, like, you might be like, Human Boy thinks that a 900 gold cannon should get 1700 gold value. No, but pay attention to what it shot. It shot at a decrepit old man on a super tall but slow-ass chariot, and it shot at another slow, super tall, super expensive chariot. So yeah, I think if a cannon shoots at those things, it should probably fucking hit them. And if it hits them, it should probably do fucking damage, because you're a cart getting hit by a cannonball. Alright? And most other cannons do such pitiful damage or miss so often that they can't even punish a fucking corpse cart. Like, take a Vampire Coast Cannon, shoot at a corpse cart at max range. See how long it takes you to hit anything. Anyway. The one Jade Lancer did fine. I don't know if it's even worth it to go over the values, because when a game is one-sided, it's going to be like, yeah, no shit. The units that killed everything got a ton of value. And the players also surrendered pretty early because it was over. So also, like, all the value that could have been gained wasn't. So the Iron Hails did fine, Peasant Horseman did well, Cannon did well. I don't really know what analysis you want there. And for Licinia, there's not going to be a lot of value because it was just like, he had a really hard time approaching, so that most of his important stuff was dead before the fight even started. Shit happens. GG. But I will say, yes, Grand Cathay cannons are overtuned. Stop typing 0. Grand Cathay cannons are overtuned, but it also just... I love artillery, so whenever I see them do well, and I think about all the other artillery in the game, I'm just like, why? Why is all the other artillery so bad? Let's go! Is Land Battle still filled with boring Grand Cathay boxes? No. Not really. Not really, Morgoth. Like, I play Grand Cathay a lot, and my usual build is like 5 Jade Warriors in a front line, and then 4 Iron Hails, 2 Cannons, 4 Jade Lancers, and like Zhao Ming or something. Alright. Lizards versus Bretonnia. If you want this to go to Game 5, you're rooting for Bretonnia. If you want this to be over and done with, then you are rooting for the Lizards. For Lizardmen, we have 4 Feral Cold Ones, the Shredder of Lustria, the Cohort of Hwaddle, Sacred Crocscore, ROR, 4 Jab Skinks, 5 Jab Skinks, 2 regular Skinks. We have a Life Slawn with Regrowth and Earthblood, and we have a Rev Crystal. So they're trying to heal the shit out of the Shredder of Lustria and get it to carry them. On the other side, we have one Royal Hippogriff Knight, a Knights Errant, haven't seen those guys for a while, and a Grail Knight. Okay, 2 Knights Errant, a Royal Hippogriff Knight, a Grail Knight, a Healing Caster, Alberic de Bordelot, and then, yeah, Battle Pilgrims. I love Battle Pilgrims. I think they're super undervalued right now because Grail Knights are so mega busted that people don't really use much infantry, but Battle Pilgrims are going to be sick when Grail Knights are nerfed. 2 Peasant Archers, some Men-at-Arms, Polearms. There's 2 Grail Reliques as well. Yeah, that's an interesting Bretonnia build. We don't see a lot of Knights Errant, so that's kind of cool. Ears Twitch, Lizardman? Dude, just for you, Vanthus. Shredder is going to blitz his way straight through the peasant mobs unless the Grail Reliques get up here and offer their melee stats and their leadership. Yeah, the Dreadsaurian is just plowing straight through these guys. He's in it. But now he's surrounded by Battle Pilgrims, and that's fine. On the far side, Feral Cold Ones are getting completely murked by these Knights Errant, and the Royal Hippogriff Knights weren't even needed. I do worry, actually, that Lucinia's Cav is too far away from the main fight. Like, yeah, you killed a Feral Cold One. That's a 450 gold unit. Who gives a shit? That is way too many resources to invest in there. He needs to come back home for now. Crocscores and the Shredder of Lustria are getting very close to the Peasant Bowmen, who are desperately firing for their lives at point-blank range, and Alberic is going to loop over and maybe try and stop these dinosaurs from getting back there. Though we do have a Bound Banishment coming from the Slon, just to rip through these guys and get them lower on leadership so the Shredder can terror up them away, or just naturally route them. I think the Grail really gives them all ITP or some shit, so yeah, but the Shredder has enough leadership debuffs, it's fine. Where are those Knights Errant? There they are. They came in for some rear charges, and the Hippogriff Knights are here. Where are the Grail Knights? There they are. No, there are the Grail Knights. What are you doing over there? Get over here! What are you doing? What are you doing? A lot of peasants are meeting their doom. These peasant archers have officially been caught. Both the Grail Reliques are in this fight, and Alberic is riding away from there. Even he's too cowardly to take on the Shredder of Lustria. As Grail Knights are going to roll dirty straight through the Skink cohorts. They do have Blood Statute of Spite put on them by the Slon. That's just kind of like a Melkoth's or like a Spirit Leech type spell. So it'll do a bit of damage to them. Quite a bit of damage to them. We do have some Feral Cold Ones forgotten in the distance. They will come back when they feel like it as Grail Knights continue routing off some of the Skinks. And the balance power is actually quite Bretonian favored, which I find interesting. It feels like this is going real poorly for Bretonia. Am I missing something? I guess the Knights Errant are healthy. The Grail Knights can get some healing and stuff. Hippogriff Knights are chilling. I guess that's what this is all based on. Because the Lizardman infantry has been cucked, but I don't know. It didn't feel like it was going well for Bretonia. Grail Knights are in. Grail Knights are out. Hippogriff Knights also running away as the shield of the old ones plus some healing coming in for the Lizards. They are kind of down to just a big old SEM blob. And Bretonia, I mean, they have some infantry left. They have some archers left to fire. Their Grail Knights are chilling. Grail Knights are even getting a regrowth. Love watching these. Always wanted to get into multiplayer, but never have. Prince Kawaii, if you want to get into multiplayer, I'll give you the pitch after this game. Fucking got you, dude. They just rode through a cavalry unit and didn't even twitch. Yeah. Sacred Boxigors are currently getting run down by Grail Knights. They are going to stop and try and turn and fight, but their heal cap is approaching. They're taking so much damage. Lizardmen are crawling back on the balance of power. Some of their chaff units are coming back to the fight. And these Skinks even managed to slip their way onto the Peasant Bowmen, stopping the last healthy peasant, and some Battle Pilgrims and Spearmen at Arms are AFK, letting their archers die. I think most of the Bretonian players' micro is focused around cycle charging this blob, not focusing on his archers, but that is a key mistake he's making, letting them get picked off like that. Hippogriff Knights are doing flying unit things and having trouble landing, so they're just kind of bobbing up and down. They're teabagging on the Shredder of Lustria while the game is still going. You have not won this game yet, sir. How dare you disrespect your opponent this way by just dropping your weird bird nuts onto his lizardy back. Fuck you. For this grave disrespect, I hope Bretonia loses. Fuck them. This is definitely an intentional thing they were doing and not just a bug they can't control whatsoever. The Hippogriff Knights finally start to land. And one thing I learned is that these guys are spooky as hell when you give them the Braid of Bordelot plus 12 bonus versus large and that Grail Relique thing plus 5 more melee attack. They actually get juiced as hell, and they are tearing apart the Shredder of Lustria as he's getting worn down. To anybody that says land battles are all single entity blobs, I tell you some of them are single entity blobs, but that doesn't mean the single entity blob is gonna win, as the Shredder's having a bad time, and the life Slon and the Bastillodon are supportive units. They're really not doing that much damage. Grail Knight's coming back. Alberic does rout off these guys over here. More and more Bretonians pile in. Balance power is getting worse and worse for the Lizards. And the heal cap is coming in hot for that Shredder of Lustria. Cobalt, watching these makes you want to try stuff that isn't just archer spam. There's actually a lot of variety that's viable right now. There are blobs that are quite viable. If you've seen like Hadri's playing Warriors of Chaos, like he has some pretty nasty blobs that were working for him. There are mass range builds that work. There are cavalry builds that work. Raced beat me in the semifinals at the Gracier tournament by using literally all cavalry. He had no infantry as Kislev versus Skaven. He took one war sled, the Tsarina, and then like a shit ton of horsemen and just sprinted at me. So yeah, if anybody tells you land battles are one thing, it's not true. It's just like, yeah, they'll point at the like 1 out of 10 games that is what they're talking about, and they won't mention the other 9 that weren't what they're talking about. And it's like, okay. So yeah, they're pretty fun right now. I mean, Bretonia is giga busted, but tournaments have rules to limit them to 1 Grail Knight and 1 Hippogriff Knights. Ogres are super strong, but we've seen other people beat them today. Like, there's problems. There's for sure problems, but I'm still playing it. I'm still having fun. If you're playing Domination and you're having fun, that's also cool. I ask that you give land battles a try before you say they are dog shit. But if you play them and you still think they are dog shit, that is your right. So if you are looking to get into land battles, we do have a Discord server. I'll do the pitch. We have a lot of people here, so I'll do the pitch real quick. It'll be fast. It'll be nice and fast. Everybody hush. So, my Discord's in the description if you want to join it. If you are just a quick battle player, you don't give a shit about tournaments, that is also completely fine. Join our Discord. We have a lot of people who like to talk about matchups. They like to talk about what factions are good, what spells are good, and that kind of stuff. It can help you in your quick battles, or even campaign, I guess. But we don't have a ton of campaign players around here. But anyway, if you want to get into multiplayer, you can go to this chat. It says, give Rat Ogre roll. You can get the Rat Ogre roll. It gives you access to our new players only chat where you can ask questions. It gives you our list of coaches. So if you want to learn, I want to play Vampire Coast, you can message this guy. He has agreed to answer your questions. If you want to play Empire, you can message any of the people in the Empire section. These are people that have agreed to be bothered by you. You are not an inconvenience to them. Just feel free to message them. If they don't want to be messaged anymore, they will tell us and we will take them off the list. It also gives you access to our best of 1 practice pit bot where only other new players can play you. And it gives you access to our new players only tournaments. Or if you're feeling you're not a new player, or you play some of the new player stuff and you're kicking tons of ass, you can go to the Vermin League and play best of 3 games. Our bot will match you. Our bot will give you a leaderboard ranking, and that allows you to play in our tournaments like the one you are seeing right now, the Season 4 finals. Season 5 will start when the next DLC drops, probably. There's my spiel. There's my spiel. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, back to this. So, Lucinia did win that one, taking us to our first Game 5 of the day. And yes, I still don't know who wins, because all I know is it went to 5 games. I don't know who won them. Anybody's shot. 50-50. All right, 3,100 on the Shredder of Lustria, 1,900 on the Healing Slann, and then everything besides those units got completely raffle stomped. For Lucinia, Alberic got pretty decent value, 2,400 on the Pegasus Knights, 2,700 on the Grail Knights. The Knights Errant actually putting in really good work considering. And the Archers, I mean, that one paid for itself, and that one paid for itself almost 3 times over. If you are facing a blob, ranged is good. Ranged is very good. The rest did fine. GG's. I will not put the blocker up because you all know that there's a Game 5. Demons of Chaos versus Brett. So Sir Groot says, cool, bro. You took the broken-ass faction, you took the S-tier bullshit faction, and you beat me. Real cool, bro. I can do that too. So then he busts out Bretonia, and Lucinia calmly responds, Demons of Chaos. What up, Black Knight? Oh, you missed the tourney? Yeah, you did. All right, I'm going to put on slow-mo so I can catch up with chat real quick. This is my first Brett game this patch. And you won. Always your favorite faction pops up, constantly getting dunked, though. Nah, Lizardmen don't constantly get dunked. They do fine. Alright. So, Demons of Chaos. We have 4 Nurglings, 4 Blue Horrors, 2 Exalted Demonettes, one of which is the ROR Bringers of Beguilement with their Rampage. As we saw in the Dark Elf game earlier, Rampage can really turn a fight if they get to proc it on something important. 3 Screamers, 2 Seekers, and we do have a Herald of Nurgle of Death with Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech. On the other side, we have Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm. Gonna slow this down a little bit. Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm, Knights Errant, Knights of the Grail. Okay, 2 Knights Errant, 2 Knights of the Realm, 1 Grail Knight, 5 Peasant Mobs, 2 Archers, 2 Spearmen at Arms, 1 Grail Relique, a Healing Caster, a Hippogriff Knight, and Lewin Leonker. Bretonnian Knights charge into the Demons. Bretonnian Knights charge out. The Demons do not have a lot of mass to stop them, but at least slightly thankfully for these Blue Horrors, they have shields to eat the damage. See, they didn't take that crazy much in their actual HP bars. Maybe? Brett's OP, its strongest overall faction in multiplayer? Yeah. Bretonnia's OP? Yes. In multiplayer, they are very, very strong because of Grail Knights and stuff. But also healing. Healing in general is too strong, and Bretonnia is really good at using it. So, yes. Demons of Chaos on the advance, taking pretty bad trades at the start of the game as the Cavalry are just taking advantage of them, and it looks like the Seekers of Slaanesh, wherever they are, and the Screamers, were not able to counterfire. And unless these Seekers and Screamers do something about this, the Cavalry is free to just run through infantry as it pleases. Like, these are Knights Errant. These aren't even Grail Knights. They just pile through the Demon Infantry, because Demon Infantry does not have any high mass at all. Like, they're all very, very light. And you see these Bretonnian Cavalry just rolling through them super easily. Now, these Knights Errant are rampaged by the Bringers of Beguilement, so those guys won't be running away anymore. That does leave them stuck down in these infantry. First Spirit Leech is out onto King Lewin, and that's really not a great target for it. He can have spell resist if he throws out his Lion Shield, but he also has damage resist from being a Grail Knight, and he has healing, so I don't know. I would prefer the magic to go into Fate of Bunas on the Grail Knights, the Hippogriff Knights, things like that. Demon Frontline is finally engaged, which is what they want to be doing, though they are already starting to crumble a little bit. The Herald and Nurgle starting to run away while Screamers fight alongside him to try and keep him safe. Seekers of Slaanesh are chasing down the Grail Knights with help from the Exalted Demonettes, who have already gotten a Fecundity cast onto them, and a Fate of Buna is going to kill those Knights of the Realm pretty much straight out as an Earthblood tries to keep them alive. Things are looking rough for the Demons, though. Ooh, rear charge from the Seekers. Hello, Seekers, didn't even see you there. Okay, they'll take out some Archers. That is nice, but, like, I see too little red health bars left. Like, so many things have just straight out died. Blue Horrors are fading away. Exalted Demonettes are fighting their best as the Seekers are also getting rear charge. Grail Knights are trying to get out of here. They're pulling slowly back to their own line as the Seekers on that high ground did get rid of the Archers, did get rid of some Knights of the Realm as well, and the Bringers of Beguilement take a lot of damage from that Awakening of the Wood. And Demons fall a little further behind on the balance of power. Now, Bretonnia is in mass exodus besides their Knights. We have 2 Knights holding down here, Hippogriff holding over here, and Lewin himself, of course. But most of their infantry is running and things like that. But the Demons are just running into demon problems. They can't last. They can't hang. All of their chaff is disintegrating away. Bringers of Beguilement getting awfully low on leadership as well. Oof. Hey ho, no Kislev this tourney? Not on stream. Raced beat me with Kislev versus my Skaven, but that was not on stream, no. That was before the stream. The screech sounds like a great goal. Lewin and the Hippogriffs are getting healed up. It is looking really doomed at this point, in my opinion. We have Screamers back here trying to disrupt some of these Spearmen and stuff, but Bretonnia has cleaned up the north side of the fight. The south side of the fight is also going in their favor. And it was a valiant attempt from Licinia, but the Demons of Chaos, while very fun, while very cool, do not look like they can stand up against Bretonnia. What about Marauders and Chaos Warriors? I see those when I play Nakari. They're not on the Demons of Chaos roster, those are on the Slaanesh roster. And Warriors of Chaos. But Demons of Chaos don't have Marauders or mortal units of any kind. Yeah. So, Lewin, not a lot of value. He didn't need to. Grail Knights, only 1,400, so they didn't even pay for themselves yet. The Hippogriffs did great. Knights of the Realm did okay. Knights Errant did, pretty well. Archers did fine. The problem with fighting demons with stuff like this is you don't get to see your value, because if you get something that has demonic instability crumbling, that'll kill the unit, but you don't get the value for that. Lucinia, his lord did fine. His exalted demonettes got almost the exact same value. They did okay. Seekers did okay. Screamers did okay. Blue Horrors, did not do very well. And Nurglings did not do very well. So his front line just kind of fell apart. GG. That was our Clan Rat tournament. So that is also a $25 prize to Sigurd. So what do we have? Here, hang on. Okay. I need to be very careful not to show you spoilers, but our Gracier tournament, we saw Raced fight honorably against Berserk, but he did end up losing 3-1. Our Storm Vermin playoffs only had 2 signups, so it went straight into finals. Alfair 3-0 down there. Sir Groot 3-2 versus Lucinia, and Will Francesco 3-0 over Rainy Frog. We have 1 series left. It is between our Chieftains, our second highest rank of players. And it is the Gentle Rat versus the Phoenix King. They have sent me those replays. I just haven't downloaded them yet. So let's get into it. Last best of 5 for the day. Once again, I don't really know how it ends. I now know how many games it goes to, but I don't know who won them. So as I do math during the stream, I'll kind of figure out who wins certain games, because I'll know what the total is, but yeah. All right, let's do it. And Phoenix King sent me those replays. Oh, also... Oh, the Gentle Rat's on the right, on the left. I thought I saved those from the Phoenix King, but whatever. Also, if you care, the Gentle Rat was in one of our new player tournaments in October? I don't know. He's relatively newer to the community, and he already is slapping me when we play. He's rather difficult to defeat. And he got to Chieftain playoffs, so he got to our second highest rankings playoffs, finals. So if you're out there and you're like, oh man, what's the point of playing? I'm never gonna win. I mean, this guy turned it around from being a new player to our scene to a top contender in like 4 months. I imagine he's played a lot of quick battles or something beforehand, but that's fine. All right, for the Gentle Rat, he is playing the Rats, and for the Phoenix King, he is playing Cathay. For the Rats, we have a front line of Skaven Slaves, 4 Poison Globes to back them up, 4 Rat Ogres, the Natty Boobo Sharpshooters, plus the Teeth Breakers in the trees, a Warlock Master with Flensing Ruin and Howling Warp Gale, plus his Brass Orb item, and he is on his Doom Flare for a little bit more mobility and health. We have 4 Wolf Rats up in the trees. For Cathay, we have Peasant Archers, 4 of them in the front line. Miao Ying, it looks like with her healing, because she doesn't have any spells on her as a dragon. 5 Peasant Long Spears, some Jade Lancers and Peasant Horsemen mixed within, the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin, and 2 Fire Rain Rockets, absolutely decimating the Skaven lines right now. They've taken such significant damage. Their front line is falling entirely apart, but Wolf Rats are coming out of the trees. Surprise attack, motherfucker! And now the cavalry is getting engaged, and they will run down these dogs pretty easily. On the charge, cavalry do a lot of damage to dog type units. So it looks like they're getting kind of mucked up charges, and this dog got away. This dog could kill both Fire and Rockets and get so much value for itself unless the Righteous Lances are brought to bear. The Teeth Breakers are coming in. They've popped their concealment bombs, so they are hidden from Miao Ying. She has no idea she could possibly be in trouble, and if she chases too far into the backfield, she will find herself dealing with those guys. Now, the Globes have been largely shut down, and without them, the Skaven frontline is rather middling. Dogs, like I said, are getting onto those Fire and Rockets, though the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin did come knocking on their door. That could be a bad time for them, as Natty Boobo Sharpshooters are trying to finish off that other Fire and Rocket. Though, honestly, the Fire and Rockets, the damage might have already been done. The Teeth Breakers are free and clear. They're getting some good damage onto the Peasant Horsemen, who are just Peasant Horsemen. Their leadership is really bad, so if they rout, they won't be able to run down those Teeth Breakers, and the Teeth Breakers can continue shooting at Miao Ying. And what's funny about that is they were actually just shooting at Miao Ying the whole time. Their incidental damage routed the Peasant Horsemen. Rat Ogres have penetrated the back line. The dogs also have, so these firing rockets are gone. They are routed, and they aren't coming back for now. Warlock Master is in here. He's also throwing down a Flensing Ruin to really harass Miao Ying, get her to turn back into her human form, where she can heal herself. Rattling guns are trying to reform ranks. They will maybe try to shoot these Jade Lancers, but these are Jade Lancers. Their leadership isn't going anywhere, and you're about to go off the map, my little rattling friends. Goodbye. And I'm having some serious deja vu right now. Have we been here before? Is this hell? Am I living it? Now I'm having deja vu about making deja vu jokes when I think I've been here. Am I Sisyphus? Am I pushing a boulder up and down a hill to no avail, to no end? This is just my existence forever? The Righteous Lances of Wei Jin are about to turn this game on its head, though. Diving into the Natty Boo with sharpshooters, they are going to doom that thing for all time. Poison Globes are trying to turn and fire onto that expensive piece, but the Jade Lancers killing the Teeth Breakers, the Righteous Lances killing that thing. It is looking real scary for the Skaven just about now. Cathay is doing overall quite solidly. Their Peasant Archers are returning to the fight. Their infantry is overrunning the Skaven lines, and if Poison Globes can't sit and shoot, they can't do nothing. Jade Lancers fighting Rat Ogres. Peasant Horsemen also trying to help out. Dogs taking a big charge. Like I said, if you get a clean charge with cavalry, dogs take a lot of damage regardless of the stat difference, just because, like, horses are big. And when a horse runs into a dog, the dog is a bad time. Jade Lancers getting real low. The Teethbreakers could rally in the distance as these globes continue to run away from the Righteous Lances. And honestly, if the Teethbreakers manage to rally over here, they could offer some supporting fire that would really hurt those lances for the better of the Skaven. But Skaven falling behind the balance power, tend to agree. We have Rat Ogres back here, but there's just too many random nonsense things for those Rat Ogres to chase off effectively. What up, Aaron? But playing Druki and Skaven, but I'm a mega boomer. Any faction suggestions? Are you saying you don't have a ton of micro, or what's your question, Captain Ducky? Like, sorry, the boomer thing, are you saying, like, I don't have strong micro, so what's an easy to micro faction? Or are you saying, like, what's a cool faction for someone who's a boomer? Yeah. Strat Game's good at answering this type of question, so he's got you. This is probably going to be the end of it. As these armor-piercing heavy cav get onto the Warlock Master, they will probably do significant damage to him and knock him out. Miao Ying can also transform back to her human form and heal herself a little bit, and either thing would trigger army losses. So that's about it. He used to play a lot of Warhammer 2. Umbrella, don't undermine me trying to promote the new player league. You are single-handedly the reason our community is still small. It's all your fault. God damn it. Lots of micro mistakes even make you a sad boy. People hate on dwarves, but you can play dwarves without being toxic, and still dwarves are less punishing on micro because of their high leadership. So if someone gets in trouble, they're going to hold for a while and let you realize they're in trouble. So dwarves are good just because they route so slowly that usually you can realize what's going on. And they're a shooty shoot faction, still pretty fun. You don't have to just box with them, but that's also a way to play them that is also generally less micro intensive. So dwarves are a good shout out. Not chaos dwarves, just dwarves. Chaos dwarves are actually very micro intensive. Dwarves are solid. Lizardmen are mixed, so I would avoid them. There's a lot of builds that aren't very micro-intensive, like healing blobs, but that's only one way to play the faction, and the rest are actually very squishy. So dwarves are fine. Greenskins are fun. And they have low leadership, so they route quickly, but most of their playstyles are just run at the enemy with your face, so that can be pretty fun. Yeah. Greenskins, well, they do route quickly, but, like, largely your plan is just roll your face in your keyboard and throw everybody you have at the enemy. Ogres? Ogres, actually. Yeah, dude. Captain Ducky, ogres. Ogres are lower micro. They're not low micro, but they're lower. The only thing you need to know is, like, Gnoblars first, ogres second, ogre cav third. That is the micro trick you need to know. Like, if your front line of Gnoblars or Gnoblar trappers, get them engaged first, with your ogres nearby, but just the main mistake I'm trying to get you to avoid is don't have your ogres run in ahead of your Noblars. All your ogres die. Then your Noblars get there to protect your ogres, who are now already dead. So the Noblars need to hit first. But if you remember that, yeah, ogres aren't that bad. Norska is pretty simple, but it does have a lot of micro. It does have a lot of micro. I would not recommend Norska. Yeah, okay, those would be my suggestions. Anyway, the Gentle Rat. A defeat for Skaven Kind. His weapons teams did okay, but they were shut down by Cathay. And Poison Globes also got shut down. So see, this, chat, I'm not just trying to be a dickhead, but like this is when Cathay doesn't box. Because this build, the Skaven build, was really counting on them boxing. Like 4 globes could just walk up and throw at you. The Giselles can take out your stuff, and the Teeth Breakers can shoot anything that comes out of the box. But like, since Cathay didn't box, they came out here. Well, now what's defending your weapons teams? The dogs were all on the flanks. The dogs weren't there to defend the weapons teams. You only have 4 rat ogres versus 6 cavalry and a flying cav. And they're getting shot by fire and rockets. So it's like, Cathay's not only a box faction. Yes, there's a lot of Cathay boxes. And yes, CA keeps buffing them in a way that makes it more and more intuitive to box. But Cathay could still be a non-box faction, and I like Cathay, and I like my faction, and you... They don't have to box. They don't have to box. CA, please nerf the boxing thing for Cathay so I can play them without people getting really mad at me. Because even though I don't box, when someone picks Cathay, your opponent's immediately like, you son of a bitch. You're gonna box. I'm like, nope. I generally take a lot of Jade Lancers and run at you, but I know where your frustration comes from. 1900 value on that Jade Lancer. God damn. What are the top tier factions right now? Bretonia, Ogre Kingdoms are both top of the top. And then just beneath that, in the not horribly OP, but still very strong category, is like Dark Elves, Lizardmen, Empire, Skaven. Yeah, I wouldn't put High Elves in that anymore. I don't think High Elves are like super, super strong. Oh, Cathay is also quite strong. We're currently in a spot, though, where it's like Ogre Kingdoms and Bretonia are like way the best. Wood Elves and maybe Demons of Chaos are way the worst. And everything else in the middle can kind of do whatever. That's where we're at right now. Like, there's stuff that's definitely kind of stronger or less strong, but it's like Ogres and Brett are definitely up here, and then what's behind them is really debatable, depending on who you talk to. At least Cathay is at the Empire. All right, Gentle Rat in game 2, looking for revenge, picks Wood Elves against the Dark Elves of the Phoenix King. Would you say Skaven are good right now? Why? Yes, I think Skaven are good right now. I don't think they're OP right now. I think they're good. It sounds like a good meta. I've been having a lot of fun. I know people are really sick of healing, and I am too, but I think, like, you can have bad things in an overall good meta, and I think this meta's been good. I think the main part about this meta that sucks is people are just sick of it. Like, anything is boring after too long. All right. We need to slow this shit down because these guys started like Vanguard right next to each other. For the Wood Elves, we have a front line of Dryads, 1 Blade Singer to back it up, 4 Eternal Guard. We have 2 Great Stag Knights, a Spellweaver of Life with a Glade Rider of Spears, and 2 Way Watchers for a bit of damage. That damage is coming in slow motion in front of your eyes while I cast above it. We have some Dark Riders with shields. Looks like 4 of them total, if 2 more are behind me. 2 Cold One Knights. Yes. So 4 Dark Riders with shields overall, 3 Cold One Knights overall, some Bleak Swords, the Crows of Cain, ROR Harpies, 2 Scourge-Runner Chariots, and Supreme Sorceress of Dark with Arnsapal's Black Horror and then Soulstealer. Blade Singers are going to go absolutely nuts on Bleak Swords. That will not be a close fight whatsoever. I'm sorry about going under the map. Sometimes if I double click on a unit, the camera freaks out, and I don't mean to do that. I just have very twitchy hands. I click a lot. This is going to be a nasty Arzapal's Black Horror. If that spell does any damage whatsoever, it is sneaking through. It is coming through. It is doing some damage. It is now thirsting for Dark Elf blood. You traitorous bitch! Arzapal! Arzapal, you killed a Bleak Sword! It's on your team! This map blows. Your map blows! Alright, Great Stag Knights getting in a fight versus these Cold Knights. They're going to do fantastically, especially with Fleshed Stone Overcast giving them 60% physical resistance. They're going to be just fine. But the Dark Elves have already taken out one of the Way Watchers just about as terror routing. But is it naturally routing or is it going to rally in her face? And the Way Watchers are shooting her in her big dumb face. So actually, I don't know how that's going. Yeah, the Way Watcher's back. It rallied. It's fine. With the interruption of Arzapal's Black Horror, it looks like the Wood Elves are winning the frontline fight. Scourger and Chariots even have to get out of there, and across the board, the Dark Elves had a bad time over there, but a big Breath Attack's coming in now, hits those Great Stag Knights, gets them down to about half HP, but still the Great Stag Knights are doing quite well. Crows of Cain have found the wounded Way Watcher once again, gonna lower it down, and a Soul Stealer is trying to clip them, and yes, it does. It also hits both Great Stag Knights for a big, big turn of the balance of power for the Dark Elves, really changing how this matchup was going, because for a bit there it was looking quite scary. Cold One Knights charging into the rear of these Dryads, trying to clear them out. We have discussed before in this stream, but that's not exactly what they want to be doing. They want to be finding the Great Stag Knights and the Lord, because they're anti-large and stuff. They're not super good at clearing out infantry, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Quick Earthblood and the Great Stag Knights charging back in to try and help out their Lord, get her out of there. Meanwhile, Dark Riders charging onto the Great Stag Knights. They'll do okay. Great Stag Knights aren't the best defensive units. They have really good offensive stats, but their armor isn't amazing, and their melee defense isn't anything to write home about. I have a message. Is it about this? It's from Cyrus. Hi. Okay, sending me anime stuff. I'll look at it later. Wood Elves consolidating a bit of an infantry pocket here. Their Way Watchers still firing as best they can while beset on all sides by Dark Riders and Crows and all this other crap. Scourger Chariots getting away. Still have 8 out of 8 models and plenty of ammunition, though not the best targets to shoot at. Any Feral Mammoths? No. Are Zotes still a non-existent unit? No. Zotes are actually picked every so often. They're not meta, but they're not bad. They're not meta, but they're not bad. Alright, the Dark Elf Dragon Lord is going to get a beautiful Breath Attack down on these Eternal Guard. That is going to wipe them off the face of the earth. Oh, that was just good. That was just good stuff. And she is also going to try and dive onto the Way Watchers, once again harrying them. So where are we at? Where are those Great Stag Knights? How are they looking? Great Stag Knight over here, very low health, very low models. Another Great Stag Knight looks like it's just flat out dead. So as we've seen in many games, if the Dark Elves can get this to a point where the enemy just has infantry, you can usually cycle charge and spell your way to victory. Usually. Just having raw infantry is not usually a good way to win a game. But the Chaos Dwarf Infernal Ironsworn can sometimes do it. But aside from that, I meant just like generic stuff, like just getting charged takes way too much damage for pure infantry to win games. Dark Elf Caster lands on the Wood Elf Caster, getting some good damage down. Dark Elves do take a superior lead on the balance of power. How many Breath Attacks do you have left, by the way? 1. Okay. You might need that coming up, because these Blade Singers are still going dirty. They're at about half HP, and they will cleave through anything that touches them in melee. Scourge Runner's trying to finish off some Dryads. Dark Elves are cleaning up the sides. And this little Spellweaver of Life's just running as she can. As Way Watchers shoot at, looks like this one shot at the Crows of Cain and this one shot at the Dark Elf Lord. But they probably need to just kill the Crows of Cain and give themselves some time. Another Earthblood down, trying to keep the Great Stag Knights in it long enough to beat the Cold One Knights. And the Blade Singers continue to just kill every Dark Elf they come across. Look at them. Look at them go. They're super far from their forest. They're actually in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I don't know where the Wood Elves came from in this one, but they're here and they're ready to kill everybody in this fucking desert. Way Watchers peel themselves, saving themselves from those Crows of Cain, and our single Great Stag Knight that's still left finishes off another Cold One. So we still have 2 Scourge Runner Chariots. They have a ton of ammo for this point in the game. They just don't have great targets, but the Great Stag Knights are a good shout out. Yeah, they're both shooting at the Great Stag Knights now. They'll start taking out models pretty soon, and then the healing will get less and less effective the less models are to heal. Wood Elves' infantry superiority is dwindling. They're down to 3 quite wounded infantry across the map, and I guess some Dryads over here that'll rout if you look at them wrong. So Wood Elves are just... They're running out of gas. So are the Dark Elves, though. It's not like the Dark Elves are sitting here with a ton of shit. The balance power is heavily lifted up by this healthy Dragon Lord, who's now rear-charging the Great Stag Knights. Their leadership tanks. They tear out. They're going to naturally rout, and they are out of here. As the Scourge Runner Chariots put the Chariot in their name to the test as they start to run through the Way Watchers, but they're such pathetic melee chariots. They do very little damage on the charge, and the Way Watchers actually have decent-ish melee stats that'll keep them safe, but these Dark Riders are showing up to actually get the work done, though Blade Singers are going to cut them off. And cut them off, cut them down, are things you can say about those Dark Riders. Big Soul Stealer, big Dragon Land, and we are going to have a mass tear out here, I imagine, in the blink of an eye. One Way Watcher is already gone. The Wood Elf Lord is also running for her life. There it is. And the last Way Watcher is going with that. The balance power shifts so heavily against the Wood Elves. The Blade Singers take a fight against the Bleak Swords to just try and kill something. Just try and keep this game going somehow, some way. But the Wood Elves will falter across the finish line, and that is 2-0 to the Phoenix King. Wood Elves are not looking too hard. Are they weak in land battles? Well, Tequila Sunset says that. My opinion is that they are the worst faction in land battles right now. But that is my opinion. Like, everyone you talk to will have differing opinions about shit. Alright. The Gentle Rat. His caster did not get a lot of value, though she was a healer. Way Watchers didn't get as much value as I would have suspected for how long he kept them online. Blade Singers got 200 kills, but didn't pay for themselves. Dryads did actually quite well. And Eternal Guard of Spears did well. On the other side, the Supreme Sorceress of Dark, 3,900 value. Just... God damn, the Dark Elf Dragon Lords are super good. We saw Berserk even take a Dragon Lord without healing and still do really well, which actually terrified me, because I have long been of the opinion that I thought the Dark Elf Dragon Lords were only good because of Soul Stealer healing them, and then when Berserk takes a Death Caster on a dragon and still gets 3,900 value, I was like, alright, it's just over. Dark Elf Dragon Sorceresses are just too good. They're 2,200-ish gold. And they could just raffle stomp your whole army. It's fucking nuts, man. God damn you, sorceresses. I think Malekith is fine. I don't think all Dark Elf Dragon Lords are bullshit. Malekith, after his nerfs, is like, yeah, he's really good, but he's really expensive. You're seeing so much of these ladies because they're so cheap. They are so cheap on their Dragon Lords. They cost less than Boris Todbringer. Like, FY. If you're like, cheap, but how cheap is that? Boris Todbringer with his usual kit is like 50 gold more expensive than them. Anyway, Scourge Runner Chariots did okay. They didn't have a great target. Dark Riders did overall well. They were just chasing down Wood Elves and stuff. So, yeah. All right. This is our last best of 5 for the day. Phoenix King taking an early 2-0 lead. Can the Gentle Rat turn it around? Or is this the end of his gentle ways? Ooh, we get our first Vampire Coast of the day. And actually, maybe our first Empire. This is for sure our first Vampire Coast of the day, but I actually don't think we have seen Empire yet. Smalls, that's true, man. Tactical Lich is still streaming Warhammer. How much does Toddy cost with both eyes? With both eyes, that's at least 4,000 gold, dude. That makes him twice as effective. Alright. Wood Elves, not Wood Elves, Empire versus the Vampire Coast. If you want this stream to go on, you are rooting for the Empire and the Gentle Rat. If you just want it to be done so you can go to bed, you are hoping that the Vampire Coast raffle stomps this. We have Marcus Wolfhard in the front with all of his abilities, actually. Amber Bow, Focus Shot, and Hunter's Snare. We have a Bright Wizard with Fireball and Flaming Sword of Ruin. We have 2 Huntsmen, the Silver Bullets Handgunners, ROR with magic damage and Stalk, 2 Empire Knights, a whole bunch of Swordsmen and Spearmen mixed throughout, 1 Greatsword. We have the Sunmaker and the Hammer of the Witches. For the Vampire Coast, we have 4 Deck Gunners to counterfire against the Empire Artillery if they can get into range before being dead. We have some Zombie Pyre Deckhand mobs, the Black Spot Handgunners, 2 Bombers, front line of a bunch of dual sword zombies. We have 1 pole arms. Yep, 3 pole arms mob total. Yes, total. Sorry. Stuttered there. 3 animated Hulks, the Lamprey's Revenge, Rotting Prometheans, ROR with their own regen, and Count Noctilus with no Invocation of Nehek, just Pit of Shades and the Drowned Dead. Interesting. The artillery versus weapons teams duel. The artillery have almost killed 1 of the deck gunners. The other 3 are fine, and they are creeping ever closer into range of that artillery. Sunmaker plus the Hammer of the Witches get a nasty shot onto that deck gunner, though, and the other one's crumbling away so fast that they are going to be gone, and that leaves just 2 weapons teams to try and finish them off. Empire? How dare you hate Empire? I love Empire. I don't like war wagons, but there's no war wagons here. There's no war wagons to be seen. All right. Deck gunners still creeping up. It looks like this one has stopped and started firing at something. No, it's just stopped. It hasn't gotten attack orders, so a little bit of a whoopsie there. Pit of Shades from Noctilus is going to try and take out the silver bullets, but Gentle Rat is going to dodge backwards. And this is looking so rough for the coast. But this is a lot of range. There's 2 huntsmen, a handgunner, and 2 cannons. So that means your front line isn't going to be as intense. And if you can bust through the Empire front line, you can just keep walking. You know, keep on walking at them. Disrupt them, do this, that kind of stuff. Sunmaker is still firing away. Has almost finished off the 3rd deck gunner, and this 4th deck gunner was remembered. It is moving up, but a little bit of a whoopsie had him sitting there for a bit. Lamprey's Avenger also very, very low. And the coast is falling a little bit behind in the balance of power, but they're not as behind as I honestly would have assumed. Animated Hulks are trying to find some huntsmen. Noctilus throws out another summon. This is a pistol summon, so it can do some summony pistol-y things. Sunmaker's almost used all of its ammunition. The deck gunners just started to get into range. They're shooting at Empire Knights. They're not even shooting at the artillery, which I think is a bit of a whoopsie there. Missed 3+ hours of this tournament. There were 5 tournaments today. Spirit of the Gorg. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct, and that is very funny. Marcus is trying to use his focus shot on Noctilus, and he does fire it, but it hits an Empire Knight on the way out, so a little bit of friendly fire there. Just a passive whoopsie. And while the coast have taken a shit ton of damage and no one's going to deny it, it has not come for free. The Empire front line has fallen apart. Their back line is even getting harassed as they continue to fall back. And Noctilus is trying to chase down Marcus Wolfhard as Marcus fires backwards and a fireball hits Noctilus in the face. And the scary part for Noctilus is he does not have Invocation of Nehek. The only healing he has is from the Hunger and his lore passive, so he needs to cast some spells and he needs to get in a fight to stop taking damage. And chasing after Marcus is not working out for him because Marcus is just shooting him the whole time and he's not finding anyone, so he's not getting any healing. He should probably just get onto the Great Cannon so it stops firing. The Sunmaker's out of ammo, so that thing stopped firing, but the Vampire Coast is very far behind the balance power at this point, so Lamprey's Revenge are even starting to fade away. Noctilus' Pistol Summon is going to go away soon. Noctilus throws out 1 more summon onto the Silver Bullets, try and finish them off. The Hammer of the Witch's full ammunition is a lot of the balance of power, but even looking around, there's still state troops left. There's still a full health Bright Wizard somewhere. Marcus is full health. Ooh, nice Pit of Shades will catch some swordsmen and a little bit of the huntsman. But yeah, the Empire have plenty of things. Noctilus is getting poked down. Huntsman still firing over to the animated Hulks. Human Boy, do you think Wood Elves are weaker than Coast? Yes, by quite a lot. All right, and that is looking like GG will be going at least to a game 4. So Gentle Rat will not get swept. And the Empire, in a pretty convincing fashion, wraps up game 3. Marcus Wolfhard, 1,300 value, 2,500 on the Sunmaker, 1,300 on the Great Cannon RR, the Hammer of the Witches. Bright Wizard got 500 from just poking with fireballs and shit. Empire Knights and Greatswords did okay. The Handgunners got shut down. The Huntsmen did okay, but they mostly got pushed back, and the Empire frontline got murdered. The only good dwarf is a dead dwarf, a.k.a. the Phoenix King. Noctilus did his best moving forward. Zombies didn't get much done. Bombers did okay. Black Spot struggled. Deck Gunners really struggled to get into range before they all died. Animated Hulks did okay, and Lamprey's Revenge got murdered. Gentle Rat going for the gentleman's sweep. We'll see. We'll see if he can bring it back. He's got 1. He's got to win the next 2 in a row, and the Phoenix King's got to lose both of them. On to game 4. That's a weird build. Ogre Kingdoms versus Chaos Dwarves. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are rooting for the Ogre Kingdoms if you want a game 5 in the series and for the stream to continue. If you say, fuck Ogre Kingdoms, I'm sick of Ogre Kingdoms can eat my ass, then you are rooting for the Chaos Dwarves and their double Death Shrieker rocket launcher, triple Bull Centaur renders with great weapons, and that is about it. That's the whole build, and I am very suspect of it, but we will see. Vampire's a difficult race to play, and I find only Mortars and Necrophalanxes work. I have tried the Vampire Counts campaign, the Vampire Coast campaign many times, and it has never worked out for me. All right, for the builds, we have 3 Bull Centaur renders, great weapons, 3 Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, we have 2 Death Shrieker rocket launchers, 5 Goblin Laborers, and we do have a Source of Prophet of Death up on a Bale Taurus, Spirit Leech, and it looks like Doom and Darkness. On the other side, we have 4 Nobblar Trappers, 2 Lead Belchers, 3 basic Nobblars, 4 Iron Guts, 2 Man-Eaters with great weapons, and a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw with Troll Guts. If you are watching, person that was asking what faction to play, and a lot of people suggested Ogres, including myself, watch this. Because you have a bit of shooting, you have monstrous infantry, you have infantry for a charge, so like I like Ogres a lot. I don't think they're the most micro-intensive faction, but I do think they're very fun. They're also really OP right now, which is like, you can consider it good or bad, but if you're trying to learn the game, a faction that is statistically a little overtuned can help you since you're new, and it's like, okay, their raw stats can carry you through a lot of fights. Even if you make a mistake, it's like, well, sometimes these guys are just so fucking wild that you can win anyway. So Ogres layered on top of Nobblar Trappers are just beating the brakes off these Goblin Laborers, but the Bull Centaur renders are in. They're anti-large and armor-piercing will make them fearsome combatants, even against these Iron Guts 100 armor. It's just not going to matter. And the Deathcaster is following around the Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw, but it's not mattering too much. Lead Belchers are firing into the Bull Centaur renders, trying to get a bit of damage, and man, these Death Shriekers are not getting it done. I don't know what they're aiming at, but it's not working. Oof. I know some people really like the Death Shrieker rocket launchers. I'm not a fan, generally. I generally don't think they're worth it. Lead Belchers are chilling back here, now trying to shoot at these Hobgoblin Wolf Riders. More Iron Guts and Nobblars are running up to go with the Bull Centaurs, who are retreating for now. Big Bale Taurus guy is diving the back line, trying to get a little bit of routing, but man, look at these 2 Bull Centaur renders just get fucking eviscerated by the Man-Eaters and the Iron Guts paired together. This is going so poorly for them. Balance of Power is actually slightly Chaos Dwarf favored, which I find very wrong. I find that incredibly wrong. This looks like it's going super well for the Ogres. More Iron Guts trying to get onto that backfield while the Hobgoblins and Bull Centaur renders attempt to stop them. The Death Streak rocket launchers are only a mere feet away. If these Iron Guts rear charge, yeah, that is going to be a break of the Bull Centaur renders. And then without the renders, you just don't have the DPS to kill these guys. The Hobgoblins will also get ratted off pretty soon. 2 more Bull Centaurs leaving the Bale Taurus Lord all on his own. The Slaughtermaster fights him for a bit. These Man-Eaters with great weapons are here, ready to do some damage, and both Lead Belchers are still uncontested, if I remember correctly. Yep, they're back there. They're chilling. So this is looking great for the Ogres. The Balance of Power says it's slightly Ogre favored, but like, these 2 are worthless in melee combat. And worthless all the time, but you didn't hear me say it. These 2 are worthless all the fucking time. So their full ammunition is artificially inflating the fuck out of the Balance of Power. If any of these Iron Guts get over here, they'll just kill these guys instantly, and then it'll be GG. Sigmar feels like the kind of guy who would just try to sell you herbal ointments and scream about hustling. Good evening, how are things going? Good. Good. Alright, Lead Belchers protecting themselves in the back line, but just shooting anybody that walks up to approach them. Also, the Death Shrieker rocket launchers and some Spirit Leech has lowered the Slaughtermaster enough that he is actually routing. The only possible way the Chaos Dwarves win this is chasing down and killing the Slaughtermaster to get the leadership debuff on the whole Ogre army, and then from there just relying on their low-ish leadership. Hobgoblins dive into the Lead Belchers. They are going to take out 1 unit before the Ogres peel them off and kill them. And, ooh, an army ability Dismember, lowering his speed by 60%, allowing the Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw to get some distance. A Spirit Leech onto the Man-Eaters beneath him. But yeah, that Slaughtermaster is actually probably going to rally. He's probably going to get far enough away that he'll be fine. Yep, he's back. And he has man-eaters right next to him. Both Death Shrieker rocket launchers are still alive, so that balance power is still favoring them. But here the man-eaters are. So what he did here is these guys are lining up to just defend him, and he's like, all right, go ahead. Dive your Sorcerer Prophet of Death onto my guy if you want to. The man-eaters are here. They'll dive onto you and kill you. Because these guys are anti-large armor piercing. Great stats. They'll bonk his ass to death. Meanwhile, Lead Belchers continue to fire, and the Ogres continue to overwhelm the backline. They have entirely ignored the Death Shrieker rocket launchers. They don't give a single shit about those things. Ogre Kings versus Chaos Dwarves is one of the most matchups in the game. Worst matchups. For who? For who, strat game? I've been playing it recently. I have a build strat that I think you would like to see. It's pretty good. The build versus Chaos, the build of my Chaos Dwarves versus their Ogre Kingdoms is 2-2 right now. It lost to Race today, and it came down to like a couple melee attacks would have decided it either way. So, I don't know. I think it could be alright. These man-eaters are just protecting the Slaughtermaster. Here, the Slaughtermaster is going to dive in. I think these man-eaters will quickly come in to beat his ass. A quick little... I said quick twice. God damn it. A terror out onto the Slaughtermaster will be bad for him, though. He's almost heal-capped, and the Bale Taurus is getting his damage out, though he's going to take damage in return, so it's a bit of a sacrifice. We'll see if he can live through it. Everything else besides the caster is literally routing, and that is GG. So Gentle Rat brought it back to Game 5. 2,000 value on one man-eater, 850 on the other. Iron Guts, mixed value, but overall fine. Lead Belchers, not great value, to be honest. Novel Trappers did fine. Novelers did okay. For the Phoenix King, his Lord, 1,400 value is okay. Nobla, oh god. Goblin Laborers did pathetically bad, though I suppose that's kind of their point. Bull Centaur Renders did okay. Didn't pay for themselves. These two came 600 short of paying for themselves, which is quite a lot. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders did okay. Death Shriekers, they did I mean, he left him alone all game. They got to fire all game, and they still did I hate that unit. If you like that unit, you're wrong. So I don't need a blocker, because this is the final game of the day. We all know it's going to Game 5, and this is the only series left. For the second highest award, the Chieftain Finals, Game 5. Winner of this game gets $50. And it is Cathay versus Ogre Kingdoms. Oh my god. Now it doesn't matter who wins. Where previously I could tug at your heartstrings to get you to vote for the Gentle Rats. We get to Game 5. This is it. So now you just vote for whoever you like. Grand Cathay or Ogre Kingdoms? Cliffhanger, I need to pee. I'm back. Let's do it. Alright, last game between the Phoenix King and the Gentle Rat. For Cathay and the Gentle Rat, we have Ancestral Warrior Summon and Storm of Shadows on a Yin Shugenin Lord Caster up in her Flying Mount. We have a Celestial Dragon Guard, a whole bunch of Peasant Long Spearmen, looks like 4 of them, 5 Jade Warriors Halberds, 2 Grand Cannons, 3 Iron Hail Gunners, and 1 Jade Warrior Crossman. Oh, and a 5th Peasant Long Spear just in the middle of the formation. There's another final after this? Nope, this is it. On the other side for the Ogres, we have 5 Noblar Trappers. We have a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw with Bullgorger and Troll Guts. Some Ogre Bowls, looks like maybe 2 of them total. We have 2 Crushers with great weapons, one of which is a Sky Strider ROR. We have 2 Lead Belchers, 3 Lead Belchers to try and punish any box shenanigans. And 1 Saber-Tusk pack, 2 Saber-Tusk packs to chase down anything that routes. This is not the best map for cannons, as they are hitting some of the trees that are between the 2 armies. So a bit of a toughie there. That will allow the Lead Belchers to move up as they feel fit. Though they are also going to stop at range and try to fire through the trees, which isn't working out great for either party. We do try. We actively try, me and my admins try and get as a lot of different kinds of maps. We have small, medium, and large maps. We have empty maps. We have maps with hills. We have maps with trees. We have maps with hills and trees. So we do try and do that. So sometimes knowing what map you're about to be on will change your build, which I think is exciting. Some people don't like that, so just an FYI. Nalbo Trappers are moving up. And since these are Jade Warriors with halberds, they don't have shields. You could have your Nalbo Trappers just sit and fire at them, though I don't think the Ogres are having a fun time dealing with cannons. Even through the trees, the cannons are still getting some damage down, like when they fire up through this little corridor here. Nalbo Trappers are going to act as archer units, and ooh, a sneaky Saber-Tusk jumps in here on the Ironhail Gunners, but then rampages, leaving it at the mercies of now they all fight the Yin Lord, the Ironhails get away, and there are Peasant Longspears coming up, so that's a tough time. Cannons still try to get through those trees and just not doing it. Nalbo Trappers are raining death on the front line as the Jade Warriors are taking a lot of damage. Some of them down to even half HP. And the cannons have finished off 1 of Lead Belchers. Well, not even finished off, but got him going. Noblars are moving in. Ah, little trappers! To break the charge defense of the Jade Warriors so that the Ogre Bulls can follow them up and get a little bit more damage out. Sky Striders and the other Crushers are coming in now, trying to path their way through these Jade Warriors and get to the Ironhails who are attempting to shoot at them. Cannons firing, though. Without the protection of the trees, the Sky Striders are going to take a lot more damage than they were before. Ogre Bulls pushing through that front line, and already the Jade Warriors, the elite Jade Warriors, even with their Harmony bonus, are still routing. But man, these Sky Striders are taking a lot of damage. Overcast Troll Guts trying to keep them alive. An Ancestral Warrior Summon underneath their feet, but more Saber-Tusks are flying in. More Crushers as well. Big downhill charge. And can they shut down this shooting, as the Sky Striders are even going to terror up from those Ancestral Warriors? And this leaves the Slaughtermaster in a really bad spot. The Lead Belchers are still firing through the trees. They need to move up at this point and get much closer range shots so they miss a lot less. Yeah. Slaughtermaster taking a lot of damage. He does need to walk away from these Ancestral Warriors, and it looks like he will now. And the Phoenix King's assault is stymied. He's not having a good one here. Ogres are very far behind the balance of power. The Lead Belchers starting to move up now, get a little closer now where they can get better shots in. But now they're shooting at a summon Ancestral Warrior, and they still aren't trading fire with the cannons, who are firing freely into the Crushers, into the Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw. The Cathay front line took a bunch of damage, just so much damage. But it lived. It held. And now the Lead Belchers are shooting at the front line, but it's like, I mean, if you clear them out, what is going to be the end game? It looks like the Ogres realize that too. It is over. The Gentle Rat will complete the reverse sweep and win for the Chieftain finals. And I will be sending him 50 Steam bucks to buy more video games. If you are wondering, yes, the prizes today are in Steam bucks. If you can't accept the Steam bucks, then it will go to a charity of your choice. Not really dealing with like PayPal and stuff, because there's certain things about like sending money overseas that gets really tricky. So we're just doing Steam bucks. So man, somebody's got who was it? Berserk is getting 200 Steam bucks. I wonder how he's gonna spend that. Congrats, Gentle Rat. Yay. Ogres ran face first into a brick wall of spears. And you can be a strong faction. Doesn't make you invincible. GG. GG. Well played indeed. We have done this a few times, but now, since you've all seen it, you all know the spoilers. Skaven Slave Tournament, congratulations to Will Francesco for being the best of the Skaven Slaves. Clan Rat Tournament, congratulations to Sir Groot for pulling out a very, very close 3-2 victory over Lucinia to be our Clan Rat champion. Storm Vermin, a very small contest, but it was between Alfair and Rocket, and Alfair took it. Chieftains, congratulations to the Gentle Rat. He reported 1-0, but it's 3-2 on Challenge. It's just a little weird, but a very hard-fought series for the Phoenix King to be the best of the Chieftains. And in the Grey Seer Tournament, congratulations to Raced and Berserk for being the top two players. The top two players in Season 4 are Raced and Berserk. Berserk did clutch it out with a 3-1 victory, but they were some close games. They were some good games, and honestly, being second out of... 116 players is not bad. He is better than 115 other people, including myself. So it's a good showing from Raced. If you want to hop on the action for Season 5 will start. I'm probably going to set the start date for whenever the next DLC drops, the Zinch DLC. That's when Season 4 will officially start. Before then, in league feedback, I have to read whatever the fuck this is. I'll deal with it later. But every time we have a new season, I post a poll for what the pick and ban will be. So if you have thoughts and opinions on what the pick and ban will be, look out for a poll in league feedback. Go vote there. We do try and do whatever pick and ban most people think will be the most fun. So if you don't vote, don't complain if you don't like the pick and ban. Sounds good? I'll read this later. And do not fret if you're like, wow, there's nothing going on between tonight and the end of August, when next DLC will probably come out. Do not fret, my friends. We have other fun events, like we'll be doing our weekly new player tournaments. We also have currently an event going on where the most games played on our bot, people get $50 prizes for playing on our bot. Most games played till July 31st, ending above 1,000 ELO and ending below 1,000 ELO. So doesn't matter if you win or lose, just about games played. So we have that event going. I also want to run more of my for fun streams, like the Gladiator streams, like Faction Face Off, which I'm currently getting together. If you're curious about that, we will have Undead versus Demons. That'll be very fun. So there's still a ton of other stuff going on the channel, just not as many sweaty tryhard tournaments. I'm going to take a little break from those between Season 4 and 5 and do some of my more creative content that I have wanted to do. And I'll still be casting other tournaments. Like I know Cool Umbrella from the Night Shift, he's got some tournaments that I'm signed up to cast for him. Rainy Frog has a tournament I'm signed up to cast, so I'll still be doing some tryhard stuff, but I won't personally be hosting any tryhard stuff. All right? Okay. If you're one of the winners, I will be in contact with you about how that payment stuff's going to work. If you are not my Steam friend right now, it's going to take us 3 days to do that, and then after 3 days, I can send it to you. So, good job, the Gentle Rat, popping into chat. That's high praise. Krell, if you're still here, that was a good Saturday Night Live bit. Don't schedule your tourney on my anniversary next time, please. Strat game, I'm trying to, dude. I'm trying to. Oh, wait. I don't want to do that one first. That'll screw with it. All right. Goodbye, everybody.